Saturdays, 8 p.m. locally, 4 Eastern Time, and other timings across the world. Tune into our radio services, Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5. We can also be reached on social media through Facebook or YouTube on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV Live. Locally tune in to Super TV Channel 10. Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, setting Liberia's agenda for national growth. When the ordinary Liberians, home and abroad, are seeking a platform to make a clarion call to their leaders for a hygienic, political, social, and economical landscape in the motherland, there is one platform that is authentic, they always count on. Spoon Talk, the beacon of hope, the fountain of authentic information for this dispensation and dispensations to come. Join the team of panelists Mondays through Saturdays, 8 p.m. locally, 4 Eastern Time, and other timings across the world. Tune into our radio services, Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5. We can also be reached on social media through Facebook or YouTube on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV Live. Locally tune in to Super TV Channel 10. Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, setting Liberia's agenda for national growth.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South man, charges on the beat.
For the spoon to get your information. For the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia.
Monrovia,
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa.
Africa.
Just to spoon you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Jema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat get my graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, kilibaba, kilibaba. Kilibaba, kilibaba, kilibaba. What I want? It's what you got today.
Spoon TV.
It's what you got today.
Spoon.
All right. Good evening, Dr. Richardson.
Hey, James, how you doing?
Well, I'm okay. God morning me. What about your end?
I'm doing well. Happy to be alive.
That's great.
Mhm. Well, it's Veterans Day on our end. Today is the day we celebrate
Oh, okay.
and honor all of those people who serve in the United States military in some way to provide us our life, liberty, in pursuit of happiness. This made a lot of sacrifices for us. So there's several people in my life who, made that sacrifice. So I like to just maybe CEO was going to probably expand on what I said, but just kind of begin the conversation. Begin the conversation by telling all of our service men and women, thank you very much for all that you've done for us. We appreciate you. It is because of you that we have freedom to speak, freedom to assemble, freedom of religion, and all of that that is listed. So thank you so much. Yeah, so that's what we're doing, but it's kind of quiet and rainy on this end. Today, some people are off from work. I wasn't off because I work from home. I have my own business, but most people are off today. I think my daughters were, some of them were off from school. The one in high school was off, but the one in college, some colleges were open, some were closed. So, yeah, I think a couple of them in different colleges were home. Yeah. So, and then I was kind of surprised. Is Emmanuel okay? You checked on him?
Yeah, they are still at the police station.
Oh my goodness. What a mess. That's what I want to call it. A mess. You saw that video, right? The live video that was going on your
Yeah,
page.
yeah,
Oh, wow. I don't know. I was scared for him. That's all I can say. To
yeah.
have everybody attacking you like that.
They are at the police station.
Hmm. Well, we got evidence if we need it. I took some still pictures. I have it.
Yeah, we have something.
Okay, good. Very, very good. So
Yeah.
just in case when I was watching it, I made sure I say a tone and then I just clipped some of the still pictures just in case you guys needed it. Um, how's everything else on your end?
Everything is about Liberia. We spend our entire day following happenings from back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what we expected that
Complete.
yeah, we expected a sense we thought it was going to begin today. They were going to begin by counting household, but that did not happen. And media folks were all out there. Spoon spent their entire day at Legis headquarters, and there it got climaxed with an attack on our deputy manager and several other reporters who went there along with him. But across the entire country, nothing happened today.
Yes.
And yeah, across the entire country, nothing happened. We crossed border to Bone County. We checked in Bone County, nothing. Some of the workers there spoke with us, and they expressed their disappointment. And so far, the entire country, most people spend their days home. That is everything that they were to do today, they did not do it due to the holiday. They spent their day home due to the holiday, and what they expected, they did not get that. But they just came out with a press statement. I know you're going to talk about it. They said they are on course. That is from the 11th to the 22nd. They are still on course of this month. So the CEO has more. But today, everything was about Legis. But it ended as a big failure. We did not see anything. I don't know. Maybe they will embark on new one or whatever, or what they're going to say. But again, the press statement, you're going to dive into it and make more analysis of it. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
We'll save it for
yeah,
the rest of the team to come in here, but it's a mess, complete mess. I could have told you for free. You know, you remember we were talking about the proclamation
yeah,
day,
yeah,
and you know, I had the feeling that it was not going to happen. I could have told you for free, James, for pure free, that this was going to be a mess. You can anyway. We'll talk about it more. I'm sure. It's just, but it's unfortunate for our country. That's what I want to say.
yeah,
That's what I can say. You know, it's sad when you see other places around you, other human beings developing around you, you know, and then your own place of birth, the place where our newest dream was buried, the place where we love so much, is just, you know, in turmoil. Let's just say it's sad. It's hard to take sometimes. I'm telling you, because you know we can do better. Look we got the potential. Look at all these smart people that we know, James. All the people that you know around you. Look at, you know, the producers, the assistant producer, the manager of the station, the people that I know, every, all the Liberians who on our live feed, they know, and they all are exposed, advanced. They all want to contribute to our country, but then how do you do that in such chaos? And nobody seems to take responsibility. And this is the sad part for me. It's really sad. And time going, it's not a time.
I'm not waiting for no one.
Time going. By the time we pop our eye, it will be another 10 years have passed, another decade or more have passed, and it's a sad thing, man. It's sad. It's very sad. People think when you're talking, because you don't like somebody, it's not that. It's like you feel bad inside of you because you know what can be.
Yeah.
But just so that's what it is when you go. James.
So currently, the entire station is like empty. You have the manager, Emmanuel, and almost all of those who were at the station today, including deputy managers. Everyone is currently at the station. So we're going to be getting update from them as well. Emmanuel and others will keep updating us as development unfold.
I'm thankful for you guys supporting them. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
They need the support, but it's just uncalled for, unnecessary disorganization, chaos, turmoil. That's the name of the day. That's what I saw today.
Yeah.
Ben, welcome.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's good to see you guys. How are you, James? How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yes. Sorry, I was responding to a message from my son.
No, that's okay.
Jeremy had
Yeah.
ordering pizza and he know what to do. Yeah, man. How do you order pizza but you want my card to order pizza? That's what I was asking Jenna. How do I send? He said, I'm gonna send him a card number so he can order.
But what do you think?
Yeah, but he working.
But so what? That your money good.
The man working.
That all the money that all of them can do it out. That the parents' money good.
He working. The thing he did the other day to buy gas, he can't tell what I'm gonna buy. I said, why am I buy gas for your car?
Yeah, you got many years to go.
But anyway, it's good to be here. Interesting day. We are looking forward to having another fascinating conversation. I think the country is there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of things. First of all, James, how the guys doing? I understand there was some issues with our guys. Some of our guys,
Yes.
the Leges office.
Yeah, they are currently at the police station.
Okay.
Yeah, Emmanuel, the general manager, Aaron, all other reporters who were there, Trojan, they are all at the police station currently.
Okay.
Central. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But we don't know what's going on yet, right? We're just waiting to get.
Yes, they will be giving us updates.
Yeah. So we don't have to speculate. Okay. I mean, I think we'll work, but I think I saw a video with some, some fighting and so we hope everybody's safe. There's just a lot going on, and I think it's high time that we, try to bring the temperature down. The country is in a very, 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 very difficult place with all of what's going on, and I know it makes good conversation, but we need to, because we have to be very careful. There's a lot that is going on. There's a lot that could potentially happen. We have to keep things sane. I was very scared today when I saw that fight happening. There's just too much anger. People are just upset. People are upset, and some legitimate reasons too. But I hope and pray that we get a chance to speak to them to know what is happening. Did they arrest somebody? Why are they at the police? Did somebody get arrested? Is that what it is?
Yes, the police intervened to carry all parties.
All parties. Okay. So they've called them to the station. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
No, Chairman Ben, I often like your voice of reasoning on this program, but sometimes it's just so hard, you know. I don't. It's so hard. I know that you try to want to keep everybody calm and just add reasoning to chaos, but I don't know how you feel. Like you sound strong, and it's hard. I don't know how it's hard to just look at the potential that our country has, and to just see that every day there's something going on. You know, you move from one disorganization to the next disorganization. It's like this leaderlessness. It's just I don't know how you do it. I really don't. But I'm just I have a lot of mixed feelings today when I read and saw what's going on. Simple thing of counting human
Well,
beings.
and you're right. You know, look, and you know, I often get a lot of latches when people say, "Oh yeah, you know, Ben, you like to dance around the issues, you this, you that, or you compromise, or you in the government pocket, or you if I'm not in Cummings pocket, I in the government pocket."
I don't
I think the
think
only
that.
person, I think the only person pocket I'm not in is maybe I don't know who pocket I'm not in. So I must be a very rich man. But anyway, having said that,
I don't think that. You know.
you did no, you did ask a very important question. Let me tell you what my reasoning comes from. Couple of things. The country we are challenged as a nation, and a census, as simple as a census should be, it is a complicated thing when it comes to Liberia. Let's be honest. All right. You know, I remember in this country, I think a couple of years ago, there was a census in the US
Yes,
because I
yes,
remember the mail, they had the thing mailed, right?
yes. And then we had
And,
calling as well.
and I remember I wasn't trying to, for some reason, we kept putting it up, putting it up, putting it up, right?
Hmm, hmm.
And they will call, right?
Yes,
They will call to remind you.
yes.
And they will also, but then one day we were saying now we called a knock on the, I mean a ring on the door, and then
Hmm.
the enumerator showed up.
Correct.
Well dressed woman. I mean, she had her car, everything. She
Mhm.
came. She was like, is this the Sanvi household? So,
Is it
um,
really
and I was
good?
like, yeah. She was like, well, yeah, we, you know, you haven't filled up the census, and so we keen to actually we came to actually go ahead and count you guys. I mean, document you. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Mhm.
And the reason I say that is because we can do that here, right? There's an address system. There are all these different things, and this is no excuse for there has been a lot of incompetence shown over the last couple of months and weeks. In fact, the census is what 4 years late, right? It's 4 years
Yes, yes.
Wednesday. But
Yes.
let me tell you my thought process. My thought process is we have to get it done. That's the first thing. We have to get it done. How do we get it done at this time? Look, I've seen this movie before. There are going to be glitches. There will be glitches. And at the end of the day, for me, I know how important this census is. This
Very.
census is very important because it has to do with economics. This census is very important because it has to do with redistricting. This census is important because it has to do with how resources should be allocated. And remember, I said should be. It doesn't
Correct.
necessarily mean that they're going to do it, right? But
Mhm.
it is important. That's the reason why the Constitution say do it every 10 years because you get a chance to get to see how the country is moving, the population is growing, how many young people, where to put school and where not to put school. And,
Correct.
simple things like that. But I often get frustrated because I think there is and then the worst of all is that it's in an election year. So a lot of reasoning has gone out of the window, Dr. Richardson. That is my point. Normally, census are not in election years. Let's be quite honest here, because like I said, it's 4 years late. So this census we have means you on the screen 2 times. We got two James Good Flomo.
Now that's a glitch.
That's a glitch,
I'm
right?
I'm trying to get something on the screen.
Exactly. So my point is, 4 years. These things you have done happened 4 years ago. So majority of the noise that you hear today, we would probably not have heard it 4 years ago. When I'm talking about, and again, like I said, I am not trying to take away from the faults or the mishaps and the incompetence, whatever word we want to use, right? But because we're in an election year also, and what do I always say on this show? It is the silly season. A lot of reasoning go out of the door. There are people, Dr. Richardson, and I'm not taking anything from you, it's not because you're talking on the show, but I know you have genuine concerns. You have genuine issues. You want to talk about the issues. You want to talk about the fact that you think, should be happening and is not happening. But there are also right now a lot of things are happening because people are trying to score political points. Because the government is doubling down because they feel they are under attack. The opposition feel, okay, this is an opportunity for us to score. My point here is we need to get this census done. How do we get it done? Let us elevate the conversation to have a realistic, to see how we can solve the problem. The issues are legit. We can, okay, so tomorrow we can deal with that. But how do we move the needle today to get our census done, that our people don't have to be up in arms, that they didn't have to stay all day home today without achieving anything? Those are the kind of conversations that I wanted to see happening. But from all indications, and I'm waiting for the rest of the guys because I have been working the phones today. I've been trying to reach out to people to find out what is going on.
There are people saying this show is not on the radio, good day, just to let you know.
Oh, wow.
The team is working on that.
Yeah, they said the team working on it, right? Yeah. So yeah, Dr. Richardson, that just a not so short answer to your question. My reasoning comes from the fact that we got to get it done, right?
But if I can just, So the thing about it, if you need to get something done, you have to have people who are competent and who wants to take the leadership role to get it done. We can't be wished to get done. It's hard work. It has to be planned. You have to get a map and just put Monrovia out. We've done this before. This is not our first census, in the country, although it's delayed. You have to be able to respect people, pay them for the service that they provide. You have to be able to train people. You have to talk. Then you have to make Liberians aware. I mean, there's a whole procedure. If you were here for the census, the last in the United States, I'm not even comparing because I hate to do that. I hate comparing the United States to Liberia, but it's that awareness. You got to know. We got to know that we're getting something in the mail. We got to know that these phone calls that will be coming on. And, and if you answer differently, somebody will knock on your door. I mean, those are things that should have happened a year ago, 6 months ago, but we don't know if it happened or not. And then think of the economic loss that our country just experienced by asking people to stay home. Perhaps businesses benefited, some of them, because people stay home in our country. But what about all of the productive citizens that could have done something at work today, that could have made a difference? We lost a whole day.
No, and listen, I don't disagree, and I understand where you're coming from. But again, like I said, we are where we are right now, right? This is the moment that we're in right now. How do we get out of this moment? Because you have to understand something though, that we're dealing, all of this thing we're talking about here, we're dealing with Liberians. We're not dealing from people from Mars. To solve this problem, like you rightly said, get the right people in place, get the competent people in place. Guess what? Our partners are involved, right? The last time I checked, I understand that the census right now is it's actually under the whole thing is under the control of UNFPA, right? So so what happened to them too? What is going on with them? What is going on with the government? What is going on with religions? All of these different questions. My thing is, let us, and again, like I said, I know it's a thin line. It's a very thin line because guess what? We are in the silly season. So it's a thin line when it becomes a political football. And it should not be. The census should not be a political football. We should call the government to account. We should. But it should also be done in a way where we know, because this is absolutely, because whether we like it or not, this census even has constitutional implications.
Of course.
It has constitutional implications. So all of what I would say is let us elevate the conversation, not necessarily spawn, and we're talking because we're having a general conversation here, right, Doc? But all Liberians, let us elevate the conversation. Let us start to figure out what we need to do now to have a balance and an effective census. That's why I said at the end of the show yesterday, and people were chewing me up when I said I'm still hopeful. The reason I'm hopeful is because I still have life. I'm sorry. It said where there's life, there's hope. So I do not, this is not about politics. There's enough politics to go around. Trust me, there's enough. But all of these things at the end of the day is about us. How do we solve this problem? And from all of the indications that I have seen and the things that I have, again, like I say, I think we'll have we'll dig deeper into it today. But we will get the census done. It will happen. That we have no choice. We have no choice. But this census has to go on, right?
See, my thing about it,
perfected.
So my thing about it, Ben, is that why do we always have to go to the point where you're saying we will get it done? You know, why? I mean, yeah, it's not going to be perfect. Nothing is perfect, okay? But we always have this wait until the last minute of time, until something has happened to our country or to someone. We did the same thing. We didn't plan for, again, I want to go back to the rice prices, the same scenario. You know, now we with religious, with the same scenario with the president.
And let's welcome the rest of the guys, Doc. Because I want to turn it into the Francine and Ben show before they get there.
I don't want it to be that way either.
Not just coming on, so you guys.
Welcome Kevin, Dr. Peabody, and I think the CEO will soon join us. But Dr. Richardson, to your point, and you guys can jump in anytime here. Isn't that a Liberian problem? Don't we have a problem with mediocrity in Liberia? Don't we have a problem with, if we want to have a conversation, let's have a real conversation, right? Let it transcend governments. Let it transcend political party. Let's talk about us as Liberians. The people who are going to be doing these things are not people from Mars, Dr. Richardson. The people who are going to be doing these things, and I agree, there's a government in power that we should hold accountable. I agree with that. But beyond that, the things you're talking about, like you asked just now, why do we always have to wait to the last minute? We have a problem as a people. We procrastinate a lot. We act like we don't know when things are going to happen, and they do happen.
Ben, let me ask you this question. When last we had census in Liberia?
It was 2008 was the last census.
2008.
2008. And I think we've only had census 4 times in our entire history as a nation.
And people need to understand, after you have a war in your country, there's a lot of displaced things going on. We don't have a fixed address. The fixed address meaning that you put down a map to know that, okay, I will go to this address. It will never be smooth as people think it will be. We will have to have some technical issue, but we will get there. The problem is when we want to put politics in there and then we mix up the whole thing. It's not an easy thing. Since 2008, nobody in the country, right, now, beside the past government, we know how it worked. In the past government, we don't even. It was not election time, right? 2008 was not an election.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. But the thing is, the census is not supposed to be in an election year.
It's not supposed to be.
So that fault, I agree with Dr. Richardson, falls on the government, because this government had a responsibility to make sure that the census happened 4 years ago. So that part I don't disagree with. There was a leadership problem here in us being 4 years late. The only argument I'm making here, Kev, is that instead of us saying, let's burn the house down, let's figure out a way how to make this happen. And we should not act like we don't have a deficit as a society. We have a
Exactly.
deficit as a society.
Exactly.
And the reason we have a deficit as a society, Doc, and Doctor, right, Kev, is because of where we've come from as a nation. We have a deficit as a society. And so until we do that, we start to work.
I want you to understand.
We'll go back to we'll always come back to
I
somebody.
want you to understand. I want you to understand. Dr. Richardson, you know, you remember here, because it's so difficult for us to have census on the field in America. You remember you receive a mail of a census in your bill, right?
We came on, yes.
Yes, you receive it.
Mail and phone calls.
And phone calls.
Yes.
But to show that it's superpower in this country, it was so difficult for people to go out.
Actually, that was not the difficulty we're talking about here. Okay, it is based on leadership. When you did not respond, or when my household didn't respond, it wasn't based on the government's problem, the government issue of sending out the information or awareness. It was not. Okay, in this case, we have had a lack of planning, a lack of awareness, a lack of teaching, a lack of training people to the enumerators, a lack of payment. This is what the problem is. So when my failure to respond to the census here, it was maybe my business, my personal thing. It didn't come from the United States government. Let's just.
I do agree. I agree with you on that, Dr. Richardson. I don't think you're wrong on that. I don't think it was a system failure in the U.S.
Correct.
In fact, the U.S. did not have a system. I am speaking from the fact that people make up the system and leadership controls the system. I agree. I'm not taking blame away from leadership here. What I'm saying is we are where we are. And instead of us using this as a political football, which I can tell you, Dr. Richardson, a vast majority of the people who are condemning and doing the things they're doing about this census is purely political. If we were not in a political
It is a political problem, Ben.
No. But listen, it is a political problem, but to a certain degree. To a certain degree, right? All I'm saying is leadership needs to happen. I don't disagree. Leadership, people dropped the ball here when it came to the issue of leadership. I agree 100%. But it doesn't mean that, it can't happen. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't have our census. It doesn't mean that, we shouldn't figure out a way on how we can now calm the storm. Listen, the country is on edge, whether we like it or not.
Well, how do you do that with the leadership that we have? We have somebody who, first of all, nobody has spoken yet. First of all, somebody asked for a proclamation and for people to stay home. The people stayed home, and nobody have even addressed the issues, whether, I think there was a letter that came out that says, well, it came from a collaboration of institutions. So nobody's speaking to the people. How do you develop trust in a system for it to be better?
When the census is going to be over?
I think in the letter that I read it. Well, why are you asking that question before I even answer it? Why do I have to answer it? What's your point about the question? What makes you ask that question? Let me put psychology on you now before we ask. What makes you ask that question?
The psychology thing at home. I'm asking you.
No. I was doing this show because for you to conscious.
I think the census. Well, let me answer him. Then you can answer. Right? In the census ends in
or something
January,
like that.
right? January 15 or something.
Well, the letter they got today said it starts at it's in the chat room. November 11 and I think the 22nd.
The 22nd or the 20th or whatever, I think.
Yeah.
But it ends in January. Long story short, it ends in January. So, Kev, what are your point?
But let me.
My point is sorry, Dr. Peabody, you were coming. My point is that when Dr. Eugene said, people were home, we have time to January, so it will happen.
That's an excuse.
So, no, but we have time. No, to January is not an excuse.
It is an excuse. Just because we have time, we shouldn't do it right.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Then what are you saying?
What I'm saying, you cannot count everybody in Liberia today.
We didn't even start.
No, some places start. Yes, they did some. Yes. Do your research. Yes.
Oh, I have done my research. Many of the people I heard from
some
I spoke to so many people today. Many young people who are just sitting down.
Dr.
Do you
Lee,
have a percentage, Kev, of the amount of people that were seen that were
we
counted?
have
You
up
know
to
what, solve this? Let's talk about facts here. We're not going to talk about
Dr.
perception.
Richardson,
You, Kev, do
Dr.
you
Richardson,
have a
the
percentage of
fact
the
that
amount
you
of people
don't
that
know
were
that
counted
it
today?
starts, the
Do
fact that
you
you
have
don't know,
a percentage of the amount of people that were
Dr.
counted today?
Richardson, Dr. Richardson, the fact that you don't know that people
No,
were-
it's not about me not knowing. In fact, I'm
So-
asking you.
Well,
Since
let
you
me-
know,
Okay,
Kev,
okay,
since
so-
you know,
Guys, y'all like get some.
Yeah,
Y'all like get
since
some.
you communicate with the government often, what's your fact?
let's
What's
move
your
on.
percentage?
Let's move on.
Let's not talk about perception yet.
All right,
What's
all
your
right, guys.
fact?
Dr. Richardson, the fact
is
that you
your
don't
fact?
know
What's
that
your
people
percentage?
that it
Yes.
started,
Call your government
then,
people
then
and tell us on
you
this.
lost me.
Tell us on this line, Kev.
Dr. Richardson,
All right, guys. Y'all bring some order. Y'all bring some order.
don't know that it
Kev,
started.
The
what
truth-
is the
the-
percentage of
lost me.
people that were counted today? What is the percentage of people that were counted
No,
today?
first of all, you have to agree that it started today.
Kev, what is? I cannot agree that. I
Okay,
cannot.
then we don't have anything to
You
discuss.
don't have to
because
tell
you
me.
don't know.
That's what I'm asking. You have evidence. Tell me your evidence
We
that it
don't
started
have
today.
anything
Tell
to
me
discuss.
your
because you
fact.
don't know.
Tell me
getting
your
this
fact. What is your evidence?
It's
What
not
is
that you
your
don't know the
Dr. Richardson,
started
what
today.
miracle fact
Don't
that it
have a
started today?
discussion.
Dr.
Yes.
Richardson. Dr.
What?
Richardson.
What is
Dr.
Kev's
Richardson.
miracle
Dr.
fact?
Richardson.
Dr. Richardson, you want evidence of what was the percentage, whether it started today. Kev is saying that he has information that it started today, right? That's the argument that you're going right now. You don't have any evidence to show that it didn't start at all. Your point is you want to know what percentage happened today. That's your point, right?
Yeah.
You're not stating that it didn't happen at all. Is that do I have it right?
I'm saying I have anecdotal evidence from people that called me, which can be factored in anecdotal evidence. Okay, Kev is telling us he got numbers from the government because he represents people from the government that it started today, based on the anecdotal evidence that people call me. People posted on Facebook.
Where do you know where people call you from though? Where did they call you
Yeah,
from?
I had one person, like 3 people coming from Nima County today.
Okay.
I had one person coming from Bond County. In fact, James, what you were speaking about the team that sent out in the Bond County earlier before you got on the show, we're having a conversation. Nothing happened there. Couple of
What
people,
generation is that? What are you going to base your evidence on? That somebody call you? Is that how you going to base your evidence? That somebody call you? Why could
Y'all are welcome to CEO. Y'all are welcome to
I
CEO.
don't know what kind of study you know about methodology, but I would tell you that anecdotal
That's
evidence.
really a study alone, man. Let's
Oh,
go.
That's
man.
why anecdotal
Okay,
evidence.
y'all are
Yeah, but what happened?
So in all fairness,
No, but guys, I beg you. Kev Hassan.
y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome to
Kev, Dr. Richardson, let's try to get back in order. Kev, hold on. Kev, hold on 1 minute.
So just tell her.
Please tell me I can apple IV.
Kev, hold on 1 minute. We,
Hey, your study. So stop
so,
don't tell me I
so
can
let's just do this. Kev,
You're welcome.
I will ask you to please
Sorry, Mr. Fago.
arguing with the data on the show, the real data on the show. The real data. If you want to argue with the people that get honorable degree, data.
well,
Don't argue with them.
I think if there was a college, then you talk about it. You know, is it generation is an honorary doctorate? We're not. I mean, I'm not joking. Generation is.
Okay, but,
I got honorary. I don't think we should be talking about.
I would
I don't think we should be talking about people education. No, realistically, we should be talking about people education here. I'm educated as well.
I talk to the people that are blessed with the data. That's the people that speak.
Let's talk about people education here. If you want to talk about, I can tell you how many degrees and things. I don't think we should be making fun out of that. That original
So
I got a free doctorate degree. That originally got a academic. I don't think we should be making fun every time with things like that. I don't think it's funny, Stan.
Dr. Peabody.
I mean, not funny. I mean, I'm glad I got a master's degree. I
Dr.
appreciate
Peabody, you have to call some order in the house just to make them quiet. I gotta do this. But Dr. Peabody, we respect you, the man. You're very eloquent.
Yeah, but I think
and very educated man. I can only pick on you.
No,
because
you don't joke like that.
Kev rub it on me.
You know,
Kev rub it on me, but I can only pick
I am
on
an
you.
academician. I'm educated.
And we
I
appreciate
got a master's degree and all of that. So
and we appreciate all your achievement. We appreciate all your achievement.
Yeah,
that's why you stand tall on this show, because you're a man of great achievement.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Dr.
I appreciate that. But let's not be
Peabody.
joking on this kind of
Eugene Fagon, it's been a long time, brother. your Ghanaians brother from Ghana, Bunuboran camp. You know, and you see her welcoming you. You know the Dr. P. By the way, you say Capaprisco. What the drink name?
Casaprico. I'm the old drinking, but just a joke name we had, you know. So
it's all right. I just trying to put everything out there to quiet things down. The Fagon, former Deputy Minister for Press and Public Relations, the
Public
Eugene
Affairs.
Public Affairs, Eugene L. Fagon. How you doing, my brother?
Why you tell me you coming on, my man?
Why are you doing, Fagon? Leave Kev alone. Kev trying to put everybody. There's a reason why Kev behaving like this, and everybody should ignore
Kev is trying to make friends. I can understand when you find yourself in a dilemma, you're forced to make friends.
Talking about something else, man. I see different
now, Casapreco, the actual name, you know, Liberians have problems with pronunciations relative to several languages or whatsoever, but the name is Casapreco, and it's spelled K-A-S-A-P-R-E-K-O. So Liberians say Casapreco, but it's Casapreco, one who talks once and for all.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So this is not liquor name. It's not. It got nothing to do with drink.
Name. When you drink it, people in Ghana say when you drink that liquor, you don't care. Even if God standing in front of you, you would tell God, say you made a mistake.
So that's the name of a liquor.
Yes, it's Casapreco.
Oh, so Dr. Peabody was right. Is that the liquor they transferred to Modelo? Is that the same name?
No, Modelo is a beer.
It's a beverage. It's a beverage. Okay.
Modelo is a beverage. Now, if you want to know how I got the name,
I know. No, that's okay. Minister, that's okay. I know how you got that name.
Government. When they tried to forcefully repatriate Liberians and resettle them, I was able to remind them of their constitution, PNDC Law 305D, which states that no refugee, shall be forced to return home against his or her will. And because of that, Dr. Blavo referred to me as Casapreco, one who said at one time he finished.
So thank you very much. They are hired minister a long time.
Oh yeah, I challenge the Ghanaian government.
Even the people refugee camp.
As a refugee, where you challenge the people in the whole country.
Yes. Yes. And guess what? He won the case because it went before Parliament.
This man be like this for.
Unlike Liberia, the Parliament said we have to uphold our law.
But something is happening. Something is happening to you. You guys hearing him very well? Is he okay?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Okay. So, guys, let's have a wonderful show today. We want to say thanks very much, Minister Fagon, Dr. Henry Peabody. Thanks as always, Honorable Kev Hassan, Chairman Ben Sembi, Dr. Francis Chenoweth Richardson, our brother Sintuman George is traveling, so I just don't believe he will be on the program tonight. We look forward having Morari Yakula and Mo Ali if they are available. They receive the link. So where are we? The conversation tonight is Legis. Chairman Ben, I believe you're having a very, very serious conversation, but we have to start this show officially. Legis is the conversation tonight. The president declared today, a proclamation today, 11/11/2022. If you add 11 and 11, you get 22. The month 11, the date 11, the year 22. That today. What was the declaration? Actually, what did the president in the proclamation? What did he say? Let me ask James to find it and share it for us to read exactly this declaration.
Mm-hmm.
The declaration says census will be done today and today only. Can we start the conversation from that end, Chairman? Census will be done today and that's it? Or this is the beginning of census? Can we answer that question first? Chairman, you go first.
So I think first of all, it's good to see you. Eugene, it's good to see you. And it's great to see you guys, all of you. I think the presidential proclamation is proclaiming the beginning, right? That's my own understanding of it. The beginning of a census, meaning the first day of the census, begins today. And I think it was from a patriotic standpoint that everybody stay home, I guess, to be counted. But I don't believe that it necessarily meant everybody was going to get counted today, right? There could be a larger conversation around why he made a proclamation, because I think it's standard operating. It's standard that when we're having census, presidents will issue proclamations on the first day. I do remember Ellen Johnson Sirleaf doing one when their census took off. But to answer your question, I don't think it.
What happened?
You say radio station, I don't see you.
We fine. We you know why high it is. We getting there. It's on.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, we had the likeness strike. The guys are still working on it, but Spoon is up. Fabric is up. We are on YouTube. All the Facebook outlet. The internet is tripping. But as you can see, let me bring in. Oh, take that down, James. Let me bring in Yakazi. Yakazi is here. So you seeing it? They are working on it. We are getting on. All right. Yeah. So that's what we are. Ben, continue, please.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. I said I want to believe the proclamation. The spirit and intent of the proclamation was to announce that the census was going to be beginning on today, and that today was going to be observed, I guess, as National Census Day, or whatever day they will call it, right? But I don't believe that it was meant to say that the census was only happening on today, one day.
All right. So, Chairman, thank you for that. And we have the letter. We got to read exactly what the president said. It's important because today something is happening, or something happened today in Liberia, and we have to address it. We got to be truthful to the Liberian people moving forward. Dr. Richardson, yes, the letter. James, can you put it up real quick? Yes, I believe. No, James, they put the beginning of the letter. You gave me a small part of this letter.
Let's see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right. When James ready, he will. But you got the information prior, Dr. Richardson.
Let me just look in this chat room. Sorry. Yes, go ahead, I'm listening.
But the question remains the same.
Can you share it, Dr. Richardson, in the chat room? Oh, I got it. Sorry.
You got it. Can you share it with me? Let me send it to James, or send it to James, Ben. The question is, what did the president say? What was his proclamation about today, 11/11/2022?
Yeah, people are supposed to stay home to get counted. Yeah. James, I sent you your WhatsApp.
Go ahead, Doctor.
I didn't get a chance to read the letter yet, so.
Okay, Dr. Peabody, you want to jump in on that letter? Because we posted this thing and we read it a few days ago. What was the president announcement to the nation?
Was it the proclamation asking the citizen to stay home for the census to begin? Was that it? The declaring today, day for them to stay home? Yeah.
Do you want me to read the whereas?
Yeah, please do.
Just read the portion where he declares, right?
Yeah, where he declares, please.
Where it says, now therefore, I, Dr. George Manneh, we are President of the Republic of Liberia, do hereby proclaim the official conduct of the 2022 National Population and Housing Census, which commences from Tuesday, November 8, 2022, to be declared as Census Night, which will enable the enumerators to begin the household listing on Friday, November 11, as a national holiday, which marks the beginning of the enterprises, large or small, and patriotism. Oh, sorry, I jumped over. Sorry, small. Which marks the beginning of the National Population and Housing Census.
Thank you, Chairman. We got that substance, and that's exactly what we were looking for. Eugene, before I bring in Kev Hassan, Eugene, you serve as Deputy Minister for Information, okay, Press and Relation, whatever your position were at the time. The president put out this proclamation, Honorable Eugene, and today, 11/11/2022. If you are in Liberia today, you have to go to the market and sell. You got to do your hustle, man. And you hear the announcement on Spoon. Follow Spoon regularly. And President George Manneh, we are put out a proclamation, stay home. What are your thoughts, Honorable Eugene? We want to get into your mindset.
Well, first of all, let's establish that if I was in Liberia today, probably I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in as former deputy minister. Secondly, I think we did not do our ABC. That is, we did not say our ABC as a government and as a country. You had a proclamation. Let's ask ourselves first. Was the president forced to declare today, the beginning of the census? No, he wasn't. But based on the information that he was given, the Constitution in Article 39 does not say, Mr. President, you have to select this day. It says the legislature shall cause a census of the Republic to be undertaking every 10 years. But it didn't say, President, where I got to be on Friday, the 11th. No. So when he was told, I'm sure he asked the question, and I'm not trying to defend him here because I will criticize him later, but I'm sure he was told, Chief, we are set. We are ready. He asked, you sure? You sure you're ready? Okay. What day? Friday. It's just like the rice situation, my brother. Oh, don't worry, Chief. Rice in the country. They were ready to start today. So if you're getting in my head, what did they do over the last 4 months, knowing that this day was going to come? Did they explain to the people the ABCs,
so that policy right there,
the advantages, the benefits,
so
that constitutionality?
Don't go ahead. We just hitting the surface. We get our 2 hours coming up. So thank you very much. So I think we heard you speaking, right, Dr. Richardson? Did you say something?
We can move on.
Okay, Cap Hassan. Let me bring you in, Kafiko. Census today, President sent out the proclamation.
Yeah. We have to understand that even though today the president did a call for folks to stay home, but we have to understand that we're not going to count everybody today. And if census is every 10 years, yeah, I agree that we should, for the past 4 months, have everything ready. But it's a difficult thing to just have everything ready in a country and like Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, all this country. It's a difficult start. So we will have a shaky ground. We will. The problem is to put politics in it. That's where we have that divide. But to say that it would just run smoothly and just like that, it's a difficult thing. We have to face that reality. That's it. That is the harsh reality.
So, Kat, let me ask you before I go back to Chairman. The President proclamation, was it an error or his proclamation was justified?
No, it's not.
Everybody stay home. Everybody stay home. Today is the first day. Let's try to get at least 40%, 60%. Let everybody go out and work this thing out. The president says, stay home, make it easy. Just talk to us about that. Don't talk to us about the politics yet.
Yeah, but it's not an error because if folks were out there today, in terms of percentage, we can talk about that. But folks were out there today, something done. So you can come and say maybe 20%, 30%, 10%. Yes, but something happened today.
Okay,
let's take it from today.
And that's where you're coming from. Whether
yes,
whether it was 1%, but somebody knocked on the door today. And today is the beginning of census. Chairman,
yes, sir.
I want you to go further with that, Chairman. So what the president sent out a proclamation, say what you want to say. Today, guess what? Kept saying folks were out there knocking on doors in the interior, somewhere in Liberia. Talk to us, Chairman.
Well, I mean, so what's the question? Is the question whether somebody was out there or not? Is that what the question is?
We are starting with the second question. The second question is, the president put out a proclamation today.
Yeah.
Opposition and other folks say it was a messed up day.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was out there. Enumerators asking for the money. Things going crazy. There was nothing done. Talk to Liberians tonight, Chairman Ben Sanvi.
So So based on what Kev is saying, and look, first of all, based on what Kev is saying, like I was trying to say earlier, was people did go out today, right? Liberia is not Monrovia. Now, let's say what happened in Monrovia today. There's no excuse for what happened today. First of all, it should not have happened. They should have done what they had to do. The education should have been provided. The enumerator should have been out there, right? The issue that I was trying to go to dig on was what Eugene Fagon said earlier, right? When he said the president did not have to. Now, constitutionally, I don't know if he's right. The Constitution doesn't say the president got to declare a particular day in the week. The Constitution doesn't say that. The Constitution just says the national legislature calls a census every 10 years.
And that's what I said.
Just fall within that frame of mind. Now, it was under the president's wisdom, right? I guess I'm going to assume from his legal people, his legal advisors, to say, Mr. President, go ahead and declare a national holiday to be able to give. And I want to believe that it wanted to be able to give the people a jump start to say, okay, everybody stay home on the day, because there's no way everybody can stay home from now to January 15th or January 20th. That's the first thing. Let's set that basis. But did that happen today in the vast majority of the country? We clearly can say no, it didn't, because we saw what happened in Monrovia today. That was one of the things that from my angle, that's how I want to. That's how.
So real quick, before you let that, I go to Dr. Richard say. So, well, though they said the lawmakers, the president declared.
So, but Stephen, let me ask you one question first. Can we identify? Can we, for the good grace of this show, establish or maybe place a call or whatever? I don't know how we can identify if people actually did get counted today. Is it possible?
That's what I expected you to say, Ben.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because right now
we're exactly. We have to start cleaning around the bush before we get into the center. We will get to that. You're asking a good question. By the end of the show, we will get the information as to those folks that were counted. But one very important thing you said, Chairman, Moserado County, Monrovia is not Liberia alone.
True, that's a whole.
You have the interior.
Yeah.
So while we focus in the city, we should also think that maybe folks in the interior working. But we'll get to that. Dr. Richardson, real quick. And I know, and after Dr. Richardson, Dr. Peabody, Eugene, and we're seeing the representative from district number 10, Yeka Koruba, is on the show. Dr. Richardson, now your thoughts though. The president sent a proclamation. People say it's a mess up day, but yet and still, I received information that some folks got contact. And I'm waiting for those reports, and they can verify. People can say no, but today doesn't mean the entire census is over. Am I correct, Dr. Richardson? Today is just the beginning, right?
Based on everything you guys have read, the letter that you said, and just pure logic, it is the beginning. You can't count the amount of people in one day in Liberia in one day. So it is the beginning. But what we are saying here is the planning process. And someone also said that he didn't have to announce this proclamation today. He didn't have to do that. He could have been in Liberia, like we've been talking about all the time, which is a different story, to begin this awareness for the Liberian people. He's the chief citizen for the Liberian people. He could have been in the country and asking everyone to stay home and emphasizing the importance of the census. He didn't do that. Secondly, what influenced his decision to call today the census day, to make this announcement? What influenced his decision to do that? This is the question we've been asking. And someone said perhaps he was wrongly informed, because even if people were counted today, were we working at our maximum capacity in Liberia, or were we just doing something just because somebody said go outside and do it? Were we working competently and wisely with the resources that we have today? Based on what I heard and based on what I saw, that's not what happened in the country today.
Dr. Richardson, thank you very much. Dr. Peabody, though, the argument that, well, the president declared the 11th of November, Friday, to be Census Day. Census, stay home, declare as a holiday. what would be your argument? It doesn't mean that stay home we will start census today and census must finish today, or stay home for the process, for things to get out there. Let's observe it. I'm receiving information from Facebook. Go ahead first, and I will share the information with you guys.
Say that that question would have to be verified by some of the those who work at the foreign ministry, or what. It would depend on what is in the proclamation. But what we know that the president acted would stay home. That census was going to begin today. This is too. Did the census begin? We don't know. Did some of the enumerators go out there to visit people and start to count people? One, did everybody stay home? The president said everybody should stay home. Did every Liberian take this message serious to be home and stuff like that? So those are two questions that I'm struggling with. Whether you have people out there, or did everybody comply with what the proclamation, what the president said, that everybody should stay home? They're going to be counted. So what I want to know is, did the guys go out? I don't know. Can anybody come and say they were counted? I don't know. So those are things that I want to rather look to hear, But if the day was going to start, and it was a national holiday and people stay home, so maybe it started, or maybe it did not start. Maybe nobody went out.
And if I can add, usually when leaders put out a proclamation, it's an awareness call. It's something that they use to make the country aware that this important thing is going to happen. That's what they do. That it doesn't mean that this is going to be the end of the census. So it's just getting people to get involved, getting people to be more attuned, more aware, and be aware that people are going to come to your door. That's what it is when leaders do that. They make proclamation for the proclamation of emancipation. That was the ending of slavery. This was a call that we have a new day in our country, and that's what that is done for.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Minister Fagon, please.
Look, man, y'all allow me. Let me talk my Liberian English yet. You're too much book than flying here.
Whatever.
Because I want the ordinary person in Liberia to hear me. The purpose of this proclamation was to initiate this census. The purpose for asking everybody, say, y'all please stay home, was for them to check them. So they left their market, their businesses, their school, their offices, everything they sat down. Because why? The practice is, and I was in government, so I'm speaking from what was planned initially and what we know to be true. The purpose is, on the first day of the census, you can ask any one of the guys from Legis. They will tell you what I'm telling you. You opting to get 50% or more of the population counted. That's why there are people say, y'all stay home. Don't go anywhere. Now, if you ask anybody from Legis, they will tell you of the 17,000 enumerators, they have already mapped out the whole area and decided that they will put at least between 80 to 120 units in one section. So one person can be able to go and cover as much as they can cover. Now, I will say this to you as a point of information. The fact remains, people stay home today to be counted. And that would have given you your first 50% to begin. The rest would have been follow up. Did that happen? Why do you think the president asked people to stay home? It's for them to be counted. Will you ask them to stay home tomorrow? Will you ask them to stay home tomorrow?
Mr. Fagon, let me ask you a question. I will stay with you in a minute, and I see that Ben have a question for you also. Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
How sure are you that counting wasn't done?
Here is why. First and foremost, I'm a Liberian. So I was calling all around the place today. And you know what social media has done for us? When people stay home up to 11 o'clock this morning, don't act like anybody on the panel don't know. People start saying, up to now, I see nobody. Up to now, we're going, we can't us out. So from 6 this morning to about 12 midday, if the entire nation on social media, now one person could confirm that they had been counted, my brother, we're living in Liberia. Don't let me speak Liberian English. Now one person could say someone knocked on their door, it means we had a problem. And you know what the problem stemmed from? One of the major problems was you owe people setting fees, $50.
No, wait, calm down. No,
Okay,
Fagon,
okay,
wait, calm down the money.
But you know most of that thing you can be asking me.
No, but Fagon, we are doing a show.
I know, but-
We'll come on the money.
Me, I
Okay?
don't waste it. Because
Yeah,
you see,
but listen, Fagon, we will not restrain you. Say what you want to say. This is freedom of the press.
let me conclude on the question, my 15 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
From in
Finish
the
up.
morning to 12 midday. Now, one chicken in the country could say, I saw somebody in front of the horse knocking at my door. We need to be honest with the Liberian people. If one person had seen an enumerator stand on you and I'd be asking, by 12 midday, you would have moved. So we need to, and I agree with you, we're not politicizing it, but you came on, you said we should speak the truth, right?
Exactly. Let's talk to the
Let
people
the truth be
tonight.
served to the people.
Tell me, what's your question for Fagon before we go over to
No, I didn't. No, I was. You want
to make us.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask him regarding the issue of the issue of the proclamation, because I was trying to get a clarity on that from a constitutional standpoint. The president did issue a proclamation today. You did say that he was not supposed, he didn't have to, not supposed to. That's not what you said. He said he didn't have to. What do you were saying, you're confirming that the reason he did it was because the intent, the spirit and intent, because I do remember the Ellington, she did issue a proclamation. Yeah. And people did stay home and enumerators did go out. I do remember that. I remember that. So that was so you want to say that was based on the same precedent that was in the past? Is that what it was?
The fact that if you had done your ABC, which is you had informed the people of the advantage or the advantages, you had informed the people of the benefits, you had informed the people of the constitutionality, like Article 39. After you did all your work, you went to the president like one army man. Sir, reporting for duty. All is clear and we're ready to move. That's why he said, everybody stay home. The people coming there. But guess what? They told him they were ready. He issued a proclamation. The Liberian people obeyed and they stayed home. And nobody went there. Meaning, this president was misinformed that they were all set and ready. But they were not ready. The writings were on the wall. The warning signs were there.
Okay, Fagon. I know we are dragging to that. And listen, we'll give you the chance to give us reason why you think that no one in Liberia has census, and also the issue about the readiness of legislation. We'll come to that. Let's bring in Honorable Yeke Yagwaburo Koruba. Representative, how you doing today? Welcome again to the Spoon Talk. We are talking about census.
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good. Very, very good.
Talk to us, sir.
Okay, let me say hi to your panelists. I listened to my brother, Chairman Ben Senvi say Monrovia is not Liberia. But Ben, you need to understand that census are not done anywhere in Liberia here. We are here. I drove to Kakata today. I drove to Ball Mines today. And the evidence will be on the show today that I drove there. And the people were interviewed from my phone, and they agree and said to people that nobody went anywhere. And nobody will go anywhere. Look, I listened to Ombo Fakon. What he said, it is true. The Constitution did not talk about somebody saying or proclamation or something. The Constitution says after 10 years, the House of Representatives and the legislature shall call censor. We agree with that, but they didn't talk about proclamation. So the proclamation was okay by the president, but he have lost his taste. The fight today was supposed to be the day, like my brother Fakon said, for them to get 50% of the number. The fact that they didn't get it today, there will be no censor. The people will not stay home. You caused the people to stay home today. They didn't go for the hustle. Censor finish. You can get nothing out of the Liberian people again. Nothing you can get out of the Liberian people again. And the evidence there. And listen to Kev, stop fooling the Liberian people. You will play you will play it right now. People will listen. All over Liberia. Maybe somewhere in America where you live, the West censor was done. But in Liberia here, I know no part of Liberia that censor was done. I can throw this as a challenge.
Thank you, Honorable Koruba. Ben, let me bring you in before I go back to Peabody, Dr. Richardson, and Kev.
Well, no, I just
he made a strong statement.
Well, no, but I
there
didn't.
will be no more
didn't
census. There will be no more census because it wasn't done today. I want to give you a chance.
Well, and I do. Well, first of all, I have a slight disagreement with the fact that because it wasn't done today, it can never happen. So let's move to Boyana. But I wanted to clarify. The reason I asked was because I was asking because Kev was saying that he has reports that census happened today. That's why I asked the question: can we verify if somebody got counted today? And when I use the analogy of Monrovia, it's not Liberia. Good thing now we get somebody on the show who said he drove to bone mines. He went to Kakata. He went to other places. Eugene Fagon made up a point when he said that nobody, at least on social media today, could confirm that an enumerator came in contact with them. Well given. But on the issue, and maybe I should ask Representative Colu about this. When you say that because it didn't happen today, let's give it. Let's throw in the towel, right? Today was a flop. It didn't happen. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that we need to have a census. So why are you saying that if it didn't happen today, it means it can't happen? That's what I'm trying.
Okay, so let me tell you why I said censor. There will be no censor. Look, the president did something good. The proclamation was okay, but he needed to stay here to start the process. He needed to stay here to start the process. The people already angry because he took money. They are processing 500,000 right now to send on Monday. He took money to carry. The people already angry. He got here his son on social media.
So let's get back to the legends. We do all our talking.
No. I want to tell Ben why we're not happy. I want to tell Ben why we're not happy because of all of the anger. They say, but what we wasting our time for? We stay home Friday. We didn't go for our hustle. Nothing happened. Then I mean, who is stay home now, Ben? Who you a fan? You declare holiday. The holiday was okay, 100%. I agree with the president for the holiday. But the fact that nobody was counted today, the censor lost its taste.
Yeah, no, but I agree. Just 30 seconds, but I agree. But what I would say to you as a national leader, because you're not just an ordinary person, you know, but as a national leader, that you do understand, and you are right, you agree with the president for reissuing this proclamation. Obviously, the ball was dropped, clearly, right? The census didn't, nobody went and got counted today. But we must also be cognizant of the fact.
I don't think you should go with that, though. That
nobody I'm getting into his
what he's saying. Okay,
what he's saying. My argument here is, as a national leader, we do need to have a census. So what I would say is that we figure out a way now. How do we start to get our people to understand and at least to make sure that the process is well structured, so that when people are supposed to stay home, if another holiday will be declared, that the people will get counted. You know, that's what I'm saying. You don't have the option of not having census. That's my point.
The question is, what do we do now? If that's what you're asking, Beth, we need new leadership. We need people who know what they're doing, and we do have competent people in Liberia to do this job and exercise their knowledge. We need to. Somebody said the whole place was mapped up. Why? Why are people not respecting the commands of the leaders to go out and do the job?
But
I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson. I know you finished. Let me bring in this one real quick. Let me bring this real quick.
I want to bring in the international. I'm sorry, Stanton.
Go ahead, Doctor. Go ahead.
I think we need to hold our own people accountable, starting from the president. These people are already. It's bad enough that they are giving us money. Okay, it's bad enough that they are supervising us. So now we can't say just because we have these challenges, which we know. This is, when you say what we need to be done, we need to understand that we have the challenges in Liberia, and we have to deal with our challenges. We have to be able to fix our challenges to know that you can't just tell people to stay home one time, tell people to stay home 2 times, and they will do it. This is challenging, and we can't just put all of our information and all of our problem on the outside world or on other institutions.
So let me bring in Kev Hassan. Can you talk? If not, I'm going to Dr. Peabody. The chairman had some internet interruption. Dr. Peabody, let me bring you in. Let me see if I would disagree with Representative Cordova for a minute. Though you went to Beaumont, though you traveled some other places in the country, but that isn't a proof to say that in Liberia, with almost 6 million individuals, according to my estimation, no one person was questioned. We do not have the entire country information to say, well, Lofa, nobody, Nimba, nobody, Grand Bassa, no one, Bomi, no one. I can beat on this government for their performances, but what I'm saying here tonight, Dr. Richardson, we cannot say, because it is not on Facebook, so nobody asked anybody a question. Because it is not on Facebook, so nobody went to WLI. I mean, I just want us to be clear now. Dr. Peabody speak, we'll go to Eugene Fagon, bring in Kev, then we'll go back to Honorable Kolubai.
I'm glad you said that, Stanton, that because for me, I am yet to determine whether folks went out today. And what I can say, I can't stand here to deny and say nobody went out today. I want to have that information from the folks who are responsible to handle this censor. I want to hear from them. I want to hear what happened on the first day that this censor was launched. I'm not going to sit here and let somebody call me and say, oh, I've been sitting at home all day, nobody came. Maybe it could be glitches. Maybe they didn't have a way of getting there, or maybe they were running late or something like that. Maybe in some other area they show up. But I'm not going to deny or say deny that it did not happen. So I want to hear from somebody who work at Legends to say, yes, today we have a men they went out today. We have reporters on the field who will let us know that some of the men went out and things like that. But I can't sit here and deny it, even if it did not take place today. The censor is a constitutional mandate that is given to the legislature to carry it out. I think it should still be done, and the legislature will be held, should also come in so that this censor will take place. We shouldn't just say that it didn't happen today, so it's not going to happen. It shouldn't take place. I think it will be wrong, but I can sit here and say that it did not happen. It happened or did not happen. But Yeke in Liberia, that's true. He drove to Kakata, but we know Yeke is the opposition, so he can come and say he went some 1 or 2 places. Oh, it didn't happen. But I want to hear from those who are totally in charge.
We will be open the phone line. Let me say to you, and you know, if I'm coming to you, give me just 3 seconds. You know very well how hard I go on when you talk about Legends. But to tell you the truth, though, I would not sit on this show tonight to say there was no one census because it is not on Facebook. I would not be that fair to Liberians tonight. Now, let's go back to the genocide. The President Proclamation, 1. Today is the 11th. 2. The Legends mess up at some point? Yes, we can say yes. We've been saying this thing. Were folks out there, I mean, knocking on doors? Did it give them tablets, equipment to go out there? I'm asking you this question. Your sources, people telling you, did they give them some those tablets and equipment that they rented from Ghana? Can you tell Liberian tonight if they are still at the headquarters of Legends or they have given them to enumerators to go out on the field?
Many of the enumerators. Stanton, you're dealing with the former deputy minister. I have a trove of information and I still have my tentacles launched in the various chat rooms. I'm open to all of these conversations. Let me say this to you. Those tablets, those gadgets, some of the people are already in the counties. The real issue here, like what I was reading today, what I was privileged to, is what I'm going to tell you. The real issue here, you will see tomorrow, no money, no work. The real issue here is, these people say we got the gadgets, but our setting fee, the $50, you go send 3,800. I don't know how much is that in Liberian dollar, but it's like $20. You get somebody 3,800 of their setting fee of $50 US. But you are asking them to go do work. The argument those guys had today is that if you can't pay us our common setting fee, that the work we do, that now you will pay off for, that was where the technical glitch, according to Tue, happened. They got 3,800 of their setting fee of $50 US. They decided, but then you know what? If we can't get a setting fee, what we finish with? that they work when we finish with it and give it to them, they will pay us. We need our money. That's where the problem started coming from. There was another gentleman who was supposed to go to Riverses. You gave a certain fee. I saw the screenshot. 3,800 LD. You expect I to use that money to go to Maryland to do his work? It's not going to happen. And let me just say this. What Honorable Yeke Koluba said is subject to interpretation. But my understanding as an information processor, I understood what he said. You know what he said? Let I bring people he know, that I know, that most of you know. They sat down home today. They left everything. They gave you this day. Tomorrow, when you call them, without convincing them and begging them and appealing to them, they will say, "Yeah, man. I said on whole day yesterday, I see you. I'm gonna go hustle that y'all wait for. Man, let me hear my ear, man." That is what he's talking about. The Liberian attitude. The fact that they were made to stay home. They were locked down today and nothing happened. He's not saying it's not going to happen at all. But to get them confined to a particular locale, to come and check them, my brother, it will be hard. It's what
I'm wondering if Minister Fagon was still the deputy minister, he'll be speaking like this today.
Thank you. Stanton, please give me 30 seconds. Will you allow me?
Go ahead, Minister.
I wouldn't have the cost to speak like this. Because don't forget, even with COVID, my country was ranked as one of the 10 best countries that handle information. And Eugene Angbe was sick. I was at the helm. You get it from, you tell the people the advantages. You tell them the benefits. You tell them the constitutionality. You entice them to want to do it. But in this case, yes, Punya, how much they pay you to do the work? Your ever did PR for them? Let's be honest. Did you guys do it? No. So what you expect the people to do? If Spoon get all the radio station and he can't talk, then how the people will know? How much did they pay Spoon Network to tell the people, to encourage them to come out? To how much? They did nothing. No PR, nothing. Then you get somebody on social media, 160,000. Here we are today. I'm sorry. It's just the truth.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have to speak like this
thank
because
you.
I would have done my job.
No, thank you, Eugene. You're making some very important points. Thanks a lot. Chairman, go ahead, make your comment and bring in Honorable Koluba.
Yeah. So for me, clearly, again, I like to say this, and forgive me if I'm sounding repetitive, right? All of what we are discussing, all of what Fagon has outlined, is what has happened, is what has led us to this point. Clearly, if enumerators had gotten paid, they would not. Some of them would not, or vast majority of them would not be protesting. There would not have been this issue that we have today, right? We also must be cognizant of the fact that some of the issues we are dealing with also, because I remember when the Minister of Finance was on this show, he talked about the fact that this entire process, whether it's payment and all of those things, have been managed by UNFPA, right? All of these different things that are happening. My question again to Honorable Yeke Koluba, let me ask you, what do you think? How do you think we can get this census back on the road? Because from what you were saying, your skepticism comes from the fact that you think the people will not listen to the government again. That's the bottom line. I think that's where you were trying to do that. They took time. They sat home today. They took time away from the hustle. But my issue here is, I repeat, the census must go on. This is not, we don't have a choice. This is not something we can say, oh, let's wait until after election. No, it must happen. What do you think needs to happen? How do you think we can engage our people to be able to start to, to get them to say, okay, you know what? The census is happening until January 15th or January 20th. It's important for us to get counted, and let's begin the process. What do you think needs to happen right now, Honorable Koluba?
Thank you very much, Ben. Let me say this to you first. When you're speaking the English, you need to break it down for our people, because most of the time, our mothers can take their button phone and put it to their ears. So when you're speaking out BB English, that man self can understand before our mothers, then we'll become. So you need to break it down for us. But let me tell you something, Ben. Ben. This is about the country. Because this census will make the country to benefit something. It's not only about counting the people. The people need to know how many persons in the country so they can be able to help the government or help the country. Now, you need to have influential people like Ben Sambi, like Eugene Facon, like Dr. Richardson, like Dr. Peabody, like the CEO that will be able to talk to the people. But right now, the people of this country have lost confidence in the government when it comes to the census. No, Ben, the country is hard to the extent where people walk from over to go to Broad Street to go and hustle. So when you make them to leave their hustle and you then get 25% of what you want to achieve it, people have to get involved. You got to get involved. CEO got to get involved. The opposition got to get involved to talk to the people. People that are influential need to get involved. If not, Ben, maybe you want to say something sometimes, people don't believe it, but it will come to reality in the future. To get the number you want to get, you will not get it. The people tell you, say, I'm going to the market, can't take my name down. Can't come in there. Sunday, the people church business, they're not fun. Because right now, everybody looking for a way for salvation. People will have to go to churches. And churches will have to have program. The churches get feet washing, they get all kind of program on Sunday. Before the police for them to come, it become problem. So influential people like you people that know people that people listening to need to get involved. If not, censor is finished.
You know what, Honorable Yaka Koloba, you're making a very important point. Yet, actually, politicians will take advantage. True. They will go through folks that are very... Look, for example, guys, we are here in America. Oh, Yaka Koloba, I'm sorry, you and I. What happened in Philadelphia? They had to drag Barack Obama and Joe Biden, Oprah Winfrey to campaign for Fetterman.
To campaign, yeah.
And at the end of the day, Fetterman won because they needed that strength. He needed that power. So I think the government needed help. But Kev, let me bring you in, Kev. We agree. It's not 100%. Let's just get problem. Let's just agree on that. But we will open the phone line to hear from Liberia. When you contact today, did somebody knock on your door today? Did somebody ask you for your name, the name of your family? We need to know these things. Whether you're in the interior, call us. And if Legis does have any information, Chairman Ben, guess what happened? They should share with us to see.
Fair enough.
The
to prove it wrong.
So they should share with us. For our Liberians should understand and listen. They started here today. Maybe they get 10%, but we are moving. So, Kev, talk to us. Come in, and I hope you can reach out to Legis.
Folks will come out and say, "Oh, I didn't see nobody at my home." Folks who saying that, right? They may be right because the percentage of people who went out will be small. But today it's a day that what they call a house listening, a whole house listening. I think that's what they do to identify where to go. That's what the guys were there for. So tomorrow, and I can guarantee you guys, tomorrow it'll be a full swing of numerators in your homes, in your area. Because what happened today is they identify what they call the house listening. So they will be out there. They got all the areas. For example, if Stanton Waterspoon will be located at O Road, they got it today. It will be O Road. Eugene Faga will be in Stinker. Eugene Faga will be there tomorrow. So that is already settled today. So today, most of the things they did today is to folks to identify where they're going tomorrow. So you're going to see people will be flooding your neighborhood tomorrow.
Kev, you're not trying. Now today, on the day of the census, you will be showing people where to go.
So tomorrow.
Let Kev finish. I was coming to you, but after that, Richardson, let Kev finish.
So tomorrow we'll be there today. No doubt. There's one or two shaky ground, and we all know it happened. But today, what happened today? You have a lot of people will not see people in the neighborhood today, but you will see people in your neighborhood tomorrow, and that's what we need to emphasize. People will be in your neighborhood tomorrow. So this is not a politics thing. This is, we need to come together and see. I will understand still. I will understand that Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, people say, I see nobody in my home, and somebody will beat on anybody who's responsible for that. They will be right. But let's see what will happen tomorrow and moving forward. We have up to January.
Okay, Ken.
It's too early to
I want to ask a quick question.
I want Dr. Richardson to respond to Kevin, and I will bring you in, Chairman.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Because to agree that, well, today was just the announcement, and this thing going to start tomorrow. Dr. Richardson?
So for some of you guys who would like to accept incomplete work, mediocrity in Liberia, you can go ahead. I am not going to accept that because I know better and I know Liberians can do better. If we sit here and say people were counted today, tell me, did you meet your ratio today of the amount of people that you expected to be counted today? Show me your map of projection, your plan, and then I will be convinced and understand from you that, okay, people were counted today. But as I'm hearing you guys tell me, oh, people were counted today, that is not enough. That's insufficient for me to buy here today. So I know a census program will have projections. Today is day one. We are projected to count X amount of people. Show me that X amount of people. How did you meet? Did you meet your percentage of people? If you tell me that, then we can have a discussion. But as far as I'm concerned right now, you guys are accepting poor leadership because we know that is exactly what happened. You guys are accepting disorganization. You guys are not valuing competency in Liberia. You guys are accepting chaos because that's what happened.
But Dr. Francis, who is just calling you guys? You guys.
Now, that's why I wanted to ask her who she talking about. I really want to. You took it out of my mouth. I really want to ask her and say who you talking about.
For all the people who are saying it's okay.
Because you know the second question I'm going to ask Dr. Francis. She who ain't accepting it. What do we do now?
Well, you can give us some clue.
Because I'm not accepting it.
Exactly, Dr. Richardson. I don't think anybody is accepting mediocrity here.
Well, some people are telling me, say, oh, census were kind of the day you are wrong, Dr. Richardson.
Dr. Richardson, let me ask you a question, though. Do you have anything to show? North, south, east, and west of Liberia, there was no one census. Nobody knocked on anybody's door, with the exception of the three folks you talked to. Liberia is almost 6 million, though. You spoke to only 3.
Well, we know Liberia 6 million.
Okay. That was almost. Almost. Okay. But do you, okay, let's agree. Let's go back to the old information.
I know, right? Even that one, they say we 5 point something.
Let me say to
you. Brother, we're not going to say we 5 point something.
Yeah. But let's just agree, Dr. Richardson. You spoke to 3 individuals today. You saw Facebook posting. But can we really tell Liberians tonight that nobody from Legis went out there? Can we be serious with Liberia today? I'm not saying they don't have the issue. No, Eugene will come to you, but I want Dr. Richardson to answer. I'm not saying they do not have the issue. I am not saying Legis is not messed up. No, that's not what I'm saying. But let every truthful Liberians talk to us tonight. You want us to believe that nothing happened today. Dr. Richardson, let me give you the chance. Please be fair.
So let me just say this, the way that I think about these things in a systemic way. If you haven't a census, you will have projections for your day. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to go to Nukutan and I'm expected to count maybe 10 out of 20 persons. That's your projection for the day. So until you guys come on this show and tell me, say, what was your projection? How many people you counted today? Then we can have a conversation. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I don't know what was your projection for the day. I don't know what the schedule they have for the day.
So you're conceding that you
I'm not conceding. I'm telling you guys until you guys provide facts for me.
Well, I am conceding. I'm conceding that nothing happened today.
Exactly. So
Myself conceding.
like you need Fagon.
Myself conceding too.
No. Minister Fagon, you gotta chill. I'm asking Dr. Richardson. You will have your 30 seconds. And maybe I have been reduced to 15 seconds. Dr. Richardson, on a very serious note, can you tell Liberians the net whether no, we all gotta just answer truthfully. And you are very, very respectful. People admire you.
Yeah.
You bring everything on this show. Tell Liberians tonight, Dr. Richardson. Do you believe nothing, no door knocking was done today?
As
Because
far
you spoke to 3 individuals, all of 5.something million people.
Okay. I'm telling you anecdotally, which is another way that we collect evidence. Okay.
You don't understand I did it. The Labrador, you understand our word.
Well, too bad. I don't
Bring
think
it down
I-
for her.
You went to talk in Nimba. Now,
Don't be that papa chima, bring it down.
Okay, let me.
Listening to you tonight.
Okay, on face value. Okay, this is not a statistical principle like where we expect the census. Exactly. On face value, we get evidence from different places. For example, we have phone calls where we can call certain people and say that if you talk to people, I talked to about maybe 10 persons in Liberia today. I also send money to Liberia as well today too, because that's what the conversation is all about most of the time. Secondly, you go on social media. We are in the age of social media. Every single, as we speak now, people are texting me on Messenger.
So Dr. Richardson, our only sister on the show for now. Dr. Richardson, we are going to open the phone line. We are going to open the phone line. Dr. Richardson, I would say Dr. Peabody, you are coming after me, then we'll go to Minister Fagon. Me, I will beat on this government when the government is wrong. I would do this all the time because you know what? My hand is not in the cookies jar. But today, Pa, I will say this. For anyone to say there was no door knocking, not even one, whether Moserado or outside of Moserado, I need some proof. And I will beg the government through the entity called Legis, please, for the sake of the argument, prove to Liberians tonight that folks went out there and they knock on the doors. Because out of 5.something million people, for us to just condemn Legis today and say, well, nothing happened, we have to open the phone line, guys. So and we have to show that what, Ben, go ahead.
So I don't want to say something. And I think, and I would lean towards you small. I will not lean towards Fagon because Fagon was too definitive. He said, I'll be standing by it, right?
I can do that.
I believe
saying to Liberians to nature, man. Somebody not go to
I don't think they target. They like Dr. Richardson is saying, I don't think they met. I don't even think they met 2% of the target today. I don't think they did, right? But also let us believe.
Hold on 1 minute, Chairman. I'm not talking about 1%. I'm not talking about 2%.
You just say one.
I'm not talking about 100%. But to say, the president sent out a proclamation. Senator came and told us, say, Legis will be at work. All the census gadgets went out, all the tablet, everything went out. Then somebody telling us, say, the entire, how many square miles?
Yeah, but
43,000 square miles.
Let's provide a critical information also.
I beg you, go ahead.
The statement that the international partners in the government put out, in that statement, and everybody I think saw that statement, it says that the census commenced today.
Let's put a statement.
It's not only the government of Liberia that signed that statement now. Let be right.
Chairman, I want us to get that. Let me bring it that to Peabody.
The statement says it commenced today.
Hold on 1 minute, James. Honorable Yaka Koloba, you are freezing. I can see you in the back, but your internet is tripping. Dr. Peabody, listen, I'm ready to go and just grab the government and shake them. But I will not do it. I will hold my peace. And I'm speaking to the board chairman, Samuel 12. I'm speaking to the guys that I beat on every night. The Liberian people need to see something as to, guess what? Even if that one old man, Zinsha, do the night, to tell Fagon, say, Fagon, you are in error. It may not be to your liking. We are not there 100%, but something was done today. Dr. Peabody, talk to us.
I think I will lay on your side. I will agree with exactly what you're saying. I will give it to them until they have proven that nothing was held at all. Nobody wanted today until they have been proven. But we also need to realize that the census started today. It will continue. But let me say allude to something that Minister Fagon said. Minister Fagon talked about the information dissemination, which is very important. Especially when it comes to this census.
That I can see. Yes.
I agree with Minister Fagon. The
That's the
government
problem.
should be
That's the government
engaging, Spoon, Fabric, you name it, so that they can get this message out there. They still have time, and I think the government needs to take that very serious, very, very serious. Engage as many radio stations you can engage. Get them out there. Get the message out there. The census continue. I think it's very, very important. I think the government need to do that.
Fagon, before we go to the phone line, or before we talk about the letter received from the partners, talk to us, my brother.
Yeah, because when we go to that letter, I will shred it. And I mean what I say. I will shred that letter.
Yeah, you always fussing with the international partners. So
no, I'm not fussing with it. Yeah, I will not fuss with it. I'm a friend.
These are
You can't go to the Senate when the guy blew the whistle. There was a problem. You can't listen to Spoon where Stanton just played over and over what that guy had recorded. Then you go back to LACC and then they indict people. The writings are on the wall, the warning signs are there, and you still allow something to happen. Only to tell us that you encourage us not to politicize the issue. But let me come back to what Dr. Peabody was stressing on. Assuming Eugene Fagon was there. You know who I will have? I'm Alexander Cummings, and I'm telling all of you, please stay home. Let's do this census. It's for our own good. I take that 10-second stop. I'm in Jamaica. Please stay home. I take Yeke Koluba. Everybody say I'm controversial. I can do problem. But listen to me. This census is for our own good. Please do this. I get all the jingle then. 2 minutes jingle. On every radio station. You hear Henry Costa voice.
That's a national issue.
You hear Prophet Key voice, even though you say he can cuss. But you hear Prophet Key, he got follower. You hear even the people on social media, all of them. I will collect them. I will do the jingles, and the people will hear it. And the people will say, you know what, being that you. Everybody say, who can cause problem? We'll just do it. Let's do it. And Saturday, if they check you, can you please try small and stay home for Saturday? We can do that. We can make it happen. But when you got rice, you don't take pay on time. Then you tell somebody they want to go to the farm to drop bread. Then you tell somebody they want to go collect a pound to sell. You have to do something spectacular. And I know the president can do it. I know Tue can find the money. I know that the president cut his salary first by 25% and then by another 25, which made it 50. So the president taking home for the $42,000 a whole year. But then Samuel 12 stood right on your show and said 2,000 per day.
Brother, let's come back now. Don't swerve this
Wait,
guy.
now, let me land. Take the 90,000 you won't get a president every day. He don't need it. Put it into jingles. Put it into awareness. Put it into PR. And you will see the people will gravitate towards the census based on the advantages, the benefits, and the constitutionality.
Hold on now. Let Fagon finish, guys.
Let me finish, Kev.
If
If you don't do that, then you have what you have today. The people holding the gadgets, no data. The people want to do the work, you have not paid them. Now, like what Kev said, they show they play. No, we know all that was lady that story. What happened today should not have happened. Can we correct it? Yes, we can. We are Liberians, we're resilient, and we can hold together. We can correct it, but we're not corrected when you lie to the people. You must tell the people the truth.
Thank you. So guys, let me bring Honorable Kalu back because he been in and out. And we'll come back to you. Yeke, can you unmute?
Okay, I'm okay now.
Yes, you're good. Talk to us.
Okay, Stanton, I want you people to understand if there were anybody counted today, when Kev went at the back, he went to communicate with people. Kev came back, to tell us that he went to show the people where they will go. They put us to go to Nukuta to show them they're going to Nukuta. No. Kev had just agreed that one person will not contest. And Stanton, I stand my statement, one person will not contest today. Nobody went in the field to do
My man,
anything.
leave my brother Kev, man.
No, my brother. Nobody went in the field to do anything today. Instead of going to be serious with the thing, because this thing, if censor is not done, we have been violating the Constitution for any time. For any time, the Constitution has been violated on the census issue. If nothing is done, how do the people know if the population is growing in the country or is decreasing in the country? And I believe that it's growing. So we need to know the number. How can we know the number? We need to be serious set of people. When we are serious, we will know the number. Until one Falcon said can be done for influential people like you people to come in to talk to the people that people can listen to, the censor has lost its taste. As long as one person will not contest today, the people didn't go to the market to sell. Stand on to get people to come out. Some of you people got to stand up. Then to get people to come out, some of you people got to stand up. Dr. Richardson, Dr. P. Bali, Kev Hassan, Eugene Falcon. If some of you people that are influential don't get involved with the process, no, there will be nobody will sit at home. Nobody will listen to anybody anymore. The people lost their day today. They lost their day today. For them to come back, you got to play magic. People need to get involved.
Thank you, Honorable Cordova. Thank you. Go ahead, Kev.
What Fagon said on that jingle issue is very important. I agree with the jingle issue. My only problem is the names that he calling, because it's a political charged time. You think those people will want to do a jingle to promote this essential? Because I think because you think they will promote this, you actually think they would do that?
Yeah, why don't you reach out to them and let them say no?
Why not?
Because I agree, you can reach out to them, but because
okay, Yeke, we're on the show. Let's ask Yeke if Yeke is willing to do a jingle to encourage people to do the censor. Because I agree with Fagon. I agree with Yeke Koluba. Yeke, come in 1 second. If I was the folks from Legis or UNFPA or whoever organizing the census today, they will be having they better have the notepad and taking some of these ideas, or possibly reach out to Eugene Fagon and figure out a way how we can get the information out there. Because it is a powerful tool. If you were to hear Alexander Cummings or Joseph Boakai or political leaders on the radio, I remember when we had Ebola. That was the effect that we had with Ebola. Everybody dropped everything they were doing. George Weah, everybody dropped everything they were doing and went and put their word out there for Ebola. So you're right. We have Yeke Koluba right here on the show. Forget us, Yeke. You have a loud voice in Liberia.
I think what you're saying, Ben, you're correct. I agree with my brother Eugene Fagon. Let's ask the opposition if they can put their voice out there.
Let me.
If they can put a voice, we ask Yeke Koluba. Okay, ask Dr. Francine if Cummings.
Well. Let me say this, Kev. Not to dismiss,
because it's a national issue.
Not to dismiss what you are saying. I think we passed the train left the station already with that one.
You think it's not going to do it, right?
Yeah, because the reason why I think we have passed that because the president have put out a proclamation, which was today. No, Chairman. Chairman, and I understand. Let me just land on this one. You see what Yeke said? People stay home. We are Liberians, though. Remember what Chester said? 3 people in this world: white man, black man, Liberian man. The issue is that today, if it is true, nobody went out there to knife dough. They have reduced this thing to 50%. That zeal, the momentum that they were putting into it, and to go back and go ask Mr. Cummings, go ask Mr. Boakai, go ask political leaders. They will say, but you want us to use our mouth to chew your pepper? Eugene Fagon is opening a trap for the government. I totally the same, Kev. I totally disagree with Eugene Fagon. They should have done it before. Because if it happened now, Mr. Cummings may not know numbers and want to be transparent. He said, but I miss also tell the people to go when you eat the people money. Just say, you my Boyka. We go back to say, but what happened with the census money? What happened with the census basket? What happened to the money at Echo Bank? Eugene Fagon, be very careful before you say yes to him. He's opening a trap again for the government, knowing that the train have left the station. And Kev, if you say yes, these guys now will call for audit.
Can I have 30 seconds?
You have 15 seconds, sir.
First of all, you can't be saying that we need to fix this thing and be saying it cannot be fixed.
That's my
You
point.
cannot
Yes.
speak for Joseph.
No, why don't you just speak now? Let me just speak back.
15 seconds.
Yeah, the men have burnt 10 seconds already. They would have 5 remaining.
So you say I'm opening a trap for the government. The train has already left the station.
Correct.
Now the train has screwed up. We all agree now that the train has screwed up. As Liberians sitting here, you want to say we're not going to fix it? We're offering ideas. Have we asked Joseph Boakai and he said no? Did we ask Cummins and he said no? Did we ask Tenton or Yeka? They said no. The point I'm making is that where we are now is not about money and audit. It's about encouraging the people to be counted. Why? You said our population is growing. Everybody agree with you here. Now, in 1962, our population was 1.1 million after the census was conducted. In 1974, 1.5 million after it was conducted. 1984, 2.1 million. You see, it's increasing. 2008, 3.5 million. Since 2008 to now, what do you think, in your estimation, will be our population right now? If in 2008, the census produced 3.5, I will be looking at around 7 million right now, because I think it has so doubled that we've lost track. It should have been 10 years. So I'm saying to you, my dear brother, I'm not setting a trap. I'm just saying the way forward right now is to encourage the Liberian people to allow themselves to be counted, because you know what? You're not coming to
Eugene, Honorable Fagon, let me ask you a question. I'll give you another 15 seconds. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think right now we're trying to find a solution? Samuel Twell or the president or somebody plays a phone call to Ambassador Boakai, plays a phone call to Mr. Cummins and say, guys, let's rally our fellow Liberians. We need to do this. For your community, for your district, for your county, we need to do this. Do you think they will sit there and say, sure, we are with you? And if they say no, don't you think the government will use it against them? Because right now, where this street is, everything is gone, Honorable Fagon. And that's my argument I'm making with you. What do you think? You think Cummins will come on board, Boakai will come on board, Teron Gonglo, and all of them will come on board?
Yes, sir. You know why? It's to the first and foremost, it's to the advantage to come on board because of something called redistricting. That is, if you're 20,000 or more here, you're supposed to be a district.
A whole district, yeah.
Do you think they're not thinking? They want to know whether 20,000 people here before you cheat them. They want to know whether they can have a district there. They want to know what they can do in terms of gerrymandering to suit their taste. We're talking high-grade politics here. So they will never tell you no, because they know it will be disadvantageous to them politically for them to refuse. Secondly, in the interest of the national part, they will agree to do it, because to be seen as not doing it will be counterproductive to the political career if you got a guy like me who's very nationalistic to tell you that census is intended for us to know where to build Tolly schoolhouse. We're supposed to know how many people here to be able to respond when there is a disaster. We support, and you say no, that means supposed to tell you not to say no. I will go against you because you have killed our country.
Thank you. But and that's a fair argument. We want to say thanks. Let's just move on, Chairman. Go ahead, quick, Kev.
Yeah, don't you think because they do want to postpone the election, they will want this census to start in a rocky way to make it look like this? Don't you think some of them do have that plan? They will love for the census to not start because they want to postpone this election. Don't you think some of them do have that plan?
My brother, if you are in the position that the opposition is in right now, You really want to give George Weah some space, a little striker like that? You really want him on the arc of your 18? Nobody will tell you they want election postponed right now. You know why? Because right now the negatives are against our party, the CDC. We have the negatives. And the sooner we hold election, the better it is for the opposition to win us. If we drag it, we can recover, we can reorganize, we can reconcile, and we can restructure our party and win the people. So they're not thinking like the average person down there. They know where they are now. They even want elections to be held tomorrow. Because why? You didn't give them rice. You are not paying them on time.
That's a whole different argument that I would disagree
Right, so,
again.
but he asked me, I have to
No.
answer.
I'm agreeing with you. I said, but I would disagree with your answer to that
They
question.
wouldn't want the elections
That
to be
that
postponed
election, no.
because of census. No.
It's a whole thing. We're going to go into the
something else.
We're going to go into the collaboration because then I will ask you though not to leave the census issue. Let me hold my question. Then we're getting away from the census issue.
So can you give me the 5 minutes?
Yes, Honorable Yaka Koloba, please.
So I listen to Kev. So it is the operation, it's the opposition that didn't give money for them to pay the numerators. I agree with your arguments, Kev. But like the opposition got the money that refused to pay the people that sort of do the census, that sort of count the people. Kev, you see, when you say these things, you don't provoke people. So when we come to different platform, don't talk.
But census is an act to take part in the census. It's an act of to be.
Hold on. I think. I beg you. Honorable Cordoba is.
That's what census is about.
Kev. Yaka is going in and out due to his internet. Let him finish.
Okay.
So like I'm saying, Kev, if the money were there, we couldn't be talking the way we're talking today. It was going to go on far today. People are going to get in the street. But because the government is not making the money available, the money you're supposed to take to get to Spoon, to give to Eugene Falcon and I get platform that can be on Facebook every day, you're talking, you're giving to somebody like it's a bare bug to somebody. So you see, the awareness they're not going on, and the money is not available. So Kev, I beg you, the opposition ain't got nothing to do with it. I beg you, away your food.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So I wanted to add.
I beg you, Kev, for speaking that to Richard said.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got something to say?
Yeah, I think Honorable Koloba, to take part in census, like what Honorable Fagon said, that political leader and everybody should join. I think it's an act of being nationalistic. It's not politics. So I think we all should come together as a nation. Don't put politics in it, and let's do that. So, but when you put in politics in this and want to, make it look like the country is in chaos, that's what we're talking about. But I think census is an act of being.
And I would say open it now to everyone. Though religions got their own problem, but we shouldn't put politics in this to create another atmosphere. Right. Like yes, the world is coming to an end. Let's get on the street. Let's say no. Listen, everybody entitled to their own opinion. I don't think Yaka is on the show to tell folks when census enumerators knock on your door, do not open it. I don't think Yaka going to say that. Though you stay home tonight, but if they knock on your door, you're home. It will be your national interest for you to answer their question, to help your district, to help your community, to move Liberia forward. I'm not saying something contrary to what you believe, Eugene Fagon. Now we will all sit down and agree that the situation have happened. We all sit down and agree that today wasn't a good day at all. But tomorrow, if someone said, listen, I'm from Legis, I'm here to do census, what will be your message to that, Honorable Fagon? Let's say they have satisfied the $50. They have satisfied the certain fee. They promised them transportation, and everything is on course financially. What will be your message if somebody knock on Stanton Witherspoon, 11th Street resident? Should I open?
Oh, you just told the armed robbers where you live?
Yeah, but 11th Street, where in 11th Street? Come on.
Anyway, the message is very simple. I wouldn't have a message for them. I will have reception for them. And that should be the message across the country from everybody, whether it be opposition or whatsoever. It should be, you're welcome or you're thank you for coming. We are here, yeah, me, yeah, my children here, yeah, everybody, you're thank you for coming. because you know what? By then, they would have understood the importance of the census and how it's advantageous to them, how it benefits them, and what it is intended to give them as a family. So they understand that, they see it as important. So they will be like, thank you for coming. Can I offer any one of you water? Okay, we got small food that y'all want to eat. No, we got to run because we're doing everybody. Thank you. We are here. Y'all, thank you for coming. That is the message that every Liberian was waiting to give today. It may not have happened today. It will happen tomorrow. It will happen going forward.
Let me Kev, let me do my round on this one. Kev, please, let me do my round on this one. It's important. Dr. Peabody, the same message going to everyone. We understand that today didn't go well. We understand that we went through that thing back and forth, people mad, the anger flying up. But if all is said and done, give the guys a certain fee, transport them, pay them, give them materials needed. Will you open your door to them tomorrow, till the 15th of January?
Yes, I will, definitely. I think, and we should be sending that message as well.
What you want to do? Do that in America?
Give them what they need. They will go out there tomorrow. I'm calling all Liberians should not close the door on the enumerators when they come around. Make yourself available. Be law-abiding citizen, and I think everybody should join in this call. I mean, I'm not denying that the census didn't take place or it took place, but I think every Liberian should join this call. Opposition, no position, what position, everyone should join in this call that the census will benefit everybody. It's not going to benefit just a particular group or just the government. It's going to benefit the entire country. So I think that you join in this call. If it didn't happen today, it can happen tomorrow. They can go ahead tomorrow. So if they come to your home, make yourself available. I think it's very important. We all should, when it comes to this, we should be together. Every Liberian should be together because you know what? We all benefit from it, not just the government.
And it's important that I pass this question around. Dr. Peabody, thank you. Honorable, I want to make Ben and the last on this. Honorable Yeke Koluba, you are the representative from district number 10. In your district, we do agree stuff happened. You know, it wasn't up to the game today. But tomorrow, if you got some gentlemen, female knocking on the door of your own folks in district number 10, and also district number 10, what will be your message? Should they open the door? Let's say the tension gone down. They pay these guys, do the mobile money, and, you know, give them what is needed. Should they open the door to be counted?
I think they should open the doors for the people to do their work because it's about the country. It's not about Ambassador Weah. But you know what provoking the people is when the finance minister were on spoon and telling the people everything was set for today. The money have been allocated for today. We need to stop provoking the people. That's provocation on the water spoon. That's provocation. You ask him. He said everything was said today. Everything was said. And what else? Let me tell you something today again. Maybe you will look at it tomorrow. Even tomorrow, the people will not go in the street. Because the people money have not been settled. It will not be settled tomorrow. It will not be settled Sunday. It will not be settled day after tomorrow.
Amen. Amen. Okay, so my thing is that, Chairman, you know, Kev has some from the government. Let me make Kev last. Oh no, Yeke is back. Chairman, hold on 1 minute. Yeke is back.
So like I was saying, your salary, you know, the government said will pay on the 15th of December for October, November, and December. So I'll get money to buy internet. Like I was saying, we need to stop provoking the people. When you come on this platform, tell the people, say, look, we got problem with money. We got money problem. We got money issue. Don't let it catch up on a way. And now what happened to the people today? No places that you talk to people here today, the people are very the statement are very provoking. For them to know, I say, but I thought I get the money. The people say, no, we are not even getting anything since we came here. Going to 1 month and some days. The people got to come to get off food. Even Kakata and other places are stopped. So let us start provoking the people to say, everything's set. Everything's set. The money is available. What else? The money will not be available tomorrow. Yeah. Don't waste your time.
Chairman, you're talking to your daughter. Chairman is muted. All right, but so what I'm saying is that this is about Liberia now, and thank you very much.
No, when they come, we'll open the door. I will ask
Yeah.
my people to open the doors. They
Thank
come
you.
tonight. It's just like being in there, we don't know who is coming. But when they come in the day, we'll ask the people to open the doors because it's
Thank
about the country. It will benefit all of us. I want to know how many persons will be in district number 10. Where district number 10 will be divided, so I can start my work. So
Thank
I can
you.
start working. If I will not fall in where will be divided, so I can start doing work.
Thank you very much, Honorable Yeke Koruba. Kev Hassan, Ben will join us. He just went off. Then let me hear you. Then I will make my own statement. We agree that these things happen. Mistakes were made. Accuse whoever you want to accuse. But if all is said and done, and tomorrow the government said we have taken care of the guys, things are back on track, should the Liberian people open the doors?
You're right. That's a good question. I just want to ask, if I don't talk about these jingles, if I don't talk about opposition to come in, Dr. Richardson is opposition to me. I want to pose this question to her. Do the Liberian people should open the door?
But why can you answer? Then you can
Answer
go
them
to the
first.
I'm saying yes.
No, but answer and speak first.
Yes, I agree. I'm saying yes. My position is yes. No doubt. My position, people should open. I said that earlier. My position is yes. But I want my opposition friends to come out, because for me, everybody knows it's yes. So, but I want my opposition friends. I want to talk to my opposition friends because this is a national issue. Dr. Richardson, will you call on Liberians to open the door tomorrow?
Kev, you are asking the wrong people to open the door for development for Liberia. Liberians have always been gracious. They have cooperated with this government and previous government. And the issue is, will the leadership of this government be prepared to conduct the census in a way that will be helpful for our country? That is what we should be discussing tonight. We have started. We can offer all the jingle in the world. We can offer all the celebrity. But if we don't pay the people, if we don't train the people, if we don't bring awareness to our country, all of this stuff we're talking is no good. Liberian people want a better Liberia.
The question, based on what the international community is saying, census begin, they're putting the blessing and everything behind the census. I'm asking you, what would your message to the Liberian people? You from the position of ANC, from the ANC position, or member of the ANC. Maybe you may not speak for the ANC, but as a member of the ANC and opposition to this government, what will be your message tomorrow? Will you tell your people to open the door tomorrow for people, for our enumerators to come in?
Kev, I will answer you again. And I will say, I don't speak for ANC. I'm speaking as...
Yeah, I say that. I'm telling you as an opposition,
on this
as ANC member. What would you say?
However, again, okay, this is not a Liberian problem issue here. We know that. Okay? We have, as Liberian people, they make their own jingles if you want to.
I'm not talking about jingles. I'm talking about your message today.
This is leadership problem. You're asking the wrong question, Kev. The question
so you're not going to come out and tell the Liberian people to open the door tomorrow?
The question
I said that. I'm asking you.
The Liberian people have always been willing to
No. I'm asking you.
Let you speak. Let you speak.
This government in all forms. They have bear with this government in all forms. So that is not the issue. The issue is your government organized enough to even compose a jingle to bring awareness to the people? Is your government organized enough to pay the 392 people that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago that didn't get paid to go out in the field? Is your government composed enough for your president to stay home and call for a proclamation for the country as chief citizen of the country? Is your government organized enough? That is the question. It is not the question of the Liberian people.
You're not going to say on the show today that people should open the door tomorrow. You will not say that.
Yeah, let me get in, Kev. Let me say this, and I don't know. The chairman daughter trip his phone, his internet, so now you gotta go there. But let me say this that to Richard saying. I think between you and Kev, from where you guys different lane you're coming from, ANC, CDC, let's just agree. If this is all said and done, Dr. Richardson, and speak as Dr. Richardson, not representative from ANC, for the sake of the conversation. You can give me any answer and I move on. I see chairman in the back coming on. Just tell us where you
forgive me. You have a
the warning, right?
Yeah, the internet is just messed up. This tornado because of the storm.
The storm,
The
from
storm
Florida. You're right.
So the whole place, the internet just
you're 6 hours away from Florida, so that's what happened. But I would say this to you, Dr. Richardson. The question I'm asking is that will you at least tell that person that called you today that nobody came to our hustle? If they're having to go back to their home tomorrow, will you ask them to open the door? Tell them that it is necessary that there should be contact. Will you do that, or wouldn't you?
You know, again, Stanton, it's it's the point that we're trying to make here is not about whether Liberian people want to be involved in the census, whether they want to be contribute to development, whether they'll be home or not. That's not what people are willing to do. That Liberians are willing to do that. Okay. Yeah. So they are willing to do that. The issue is, we know, it's poor leadership.
So we agree, and we say if it is corrected, if the guys get the pay, if all is said and done by Monday, let's say UNFPA came up with their own statement and said we're working on these things. If the UNFPA step in, government of Liberia, and hold people accountable, guys are happy. We must have a census, though, Dr. Richardson.
And I agree, we must have a census, but we must have a leadership in place that will exercise the census in a way that will get the results that we want. We want to have a leadership that will add value about the implication of the census. We know how important the census is for policy making, for infrastructure development, for school, for redistricting, and we need the leadership to emphasize that. It's not the Liberian people problem. I don't want to say our Liberian people be waiting at home all day to stop their job and everything. Again, it's a leadership problem.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Chairman Ben? Now, when you give your answer, then I will speak, Chairman. Go ahead, Chairman.
Honorable Fagon.
Chairman Ben, go ahead.
That's exactly what I was trying to tell you. Honorable Fagon.
Hold on now, Kev.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Chairman. Make your point. We can hear you.
Your point. When you say you
Kev, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Let's move on. Chairman, go ahead, please. Man, Chairman having a rough night. Chairman is back in Liberia, though.
I think I'm better now. Is it better?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a mess. Oh my God. Between power cut and all of that, the power keep going, but it's okay. So what was the question?
If all is said and done, this guy.
The question is, you got your LEC there?
Got no rest. Yeah, man.
Chairman, will you open your door if you find that one of those guys coming knocking on your door tomorrow? I mean, let's just do that thing. People get the sitting fee, equipment's out there. Will you open your door to be counted? Will you encourage folks in Liberia to be counted?
Of course, I will. And I think it's important because this is not, listen, we're not perfect. This is never, it was never going to be perfect, but I agree. There was a lot of mishap. There was a lot of incompetence here during leading up to this issue. But like I keep reminding, and that's one of the reasons why I keep saying to people, for me, the national census is not a political football. I'm sorry, it's not. We call the government up. We have to call the government up. But if those people go to your door tomorrow, I will encourage everybody to open their doors. I think I heard before my internet went back and forth, I heard Yeke say the same thing, and I commend him. I will encourage people to go out there and welcome them, give your information to them. Let them ask them for identification too. You don't want people anybody just showing up to your house saying, I'm from Legias, because I'm sure they are identified. And I want to be clear. I think that's important for us to state, get proper identification from them. Once they identify as an enumerator from Legias, cooperate with them, and let's get this thing on the road, because this thing is way bigger than any one person. Like Eugene Fagon. Well, I mean, I don't even know if I have a better way to lay out like the way Fagon laid it out. This is so important. And we must now begin to encourage our government and successive governments to start to respect our constitution. It is not okay for us to be 4 years late into our national census. Because these things have developmental implications. So I will encourage them to come out. I will encourage them to do their work. And I think we want to, and I wish them well. I wish them well. I read the statement from the international partners. I hope and pray everything is on point. I hope they just have minor setbacks moving forward, which will be standard operating procedures. But let us move forward and get our people counted and get this thing on the road. I totally agree.
Thank you very much, Chairman. We're about to open the phone line, but let me say this for the sake of Liberia, my people. I agree with everyone on this show. Nothing is perfect. I think the government up to now, up to present, I believe, Samuel Tuet is in serious conversation with UNFPA, some other UN entity with Legias. We can put this on him. But never forget that Liberia should be counted. We all need to understand that when the folks come over to knock on your door, please open your door. And I will agree with what Yeke said. Not 2 a.m. in the morning, not 10 p.m. It means they are not working. But when you see the folks with Legias badges, their ID card, please open your door. When they ask for your sons and your daughters and the entire family, please give them the information. We have come a long way, people. Our country have come a long way. We may not like how the system is working, but let's help improve the system. You all know me very well. I have beat on William Smith. I have beat on Lawrence George, Simon Tuet. I hold nothing back. But I will say to you, for the better community, you should be counted. For the better district, for a better country, you should be counted. It is important. It is important, whether you're opposition, you're in position, or you're no position, it is important that we all encourage. Yes, you guys right. Oh, we don't have our certain fee. They lied to us. We took the test. Our names are not on the board. Cried. It's not easy. But if we have come to a place, my fellow Liberians, that we can do this one thing, let's do it.
I agree with you 100%.
If we have come to a place that we all can rally around and help improve the system, let's do it. You saw today on Spawn what happened. A few of our reporters were attacked. I spoke to him. I spoke to people involved. They were taken to the Liberia National Police. I was involved. I can get mad, but it won't help Liberia. It will not change the system. It will not improve the system. We got to communicate. We got to talk. We got to disagree to agree. I know how it is, and I know what it means. If they're saying to Bon Mine, no transportation, and other family, other folks in the interior got to feed you, let's do the right thing. I remember, folks, let me say this to you. Minister Fagon, 1997, during the election, I was among one of the presiding officer. We went on to Bon Mine Bridge, ECOWAS base. We got into their chapel and the helicopter and took us to Sano. We went there with nothing in our pocket, Fagon. You get called about nothing. We went there with nothing in our pocket, but we were hoping and believing they were going to pay us. We went in Greenville, Sano County. You know where I stayed? I didn't go to Lexington. Lexington was like 20 minutes away. I stayed in Greenville with one of my brother-in-law friends in the place right in Greenville. We heard that Gloria Musun Scott was coming at the time. They said everybody should go to the Greenville High School and gather, because at the time she was the chairman for National Election Commission, I believe. We went there. I was sitting on the show. She recognized me because she's a dear friend to my father who passed away. She spoke to us. She gave us courage. She left. It wasn't easy, Fagon, you know it. We were just getting out of serious conflict. The system wasn't right. The election that Charles Taylor won. But we were hoping and believing and trusting for a better Liberia. We came back to Monrovia before we started getting our pay. How we eat, what we drink, how we manage. But we were doing it for country and to get us out of the mess you call war. I will never forget Fagon. A few weeks ago, I spoke to that very gentleman. He called me and he said, Opa, you remember me? My brother-in-law that passed away, his best friend. He was a Nigerian guy, but doing business in Greenville. And I will never forget him. What we're doing today is for a better country. You can disagree or agree, but what we are doing today is for a better Liberia. Honorable Koluba, they didn't give us a dime. I came home. I was in Newcastle. They sent out information. Everybody got to go to D12. If you went there, keep your ID card, keep this, keep that. Go to D12, you collect your money. After weeks, we went to D12 fee, and people know the story. We start collecting our late thing. Then we become a big boy again. How we got all of there? My first time, on a canoe to go over Greenville River to get to where the helicopter was. When it was all said and done, I was serving as presiding officer for weeks. Guys, that the people, let me beat you a little bit. I think you're tapping something. Guys, let me say this. It is important for us to understand we are not there yet. But we would beat the government and hold their feet to the fire. When they try to do the right thing, we should appreciate. Censor is a good thing. Let's put our hands up. They should count us. Let's invite them. And let's just ask the government to do the right thing. We would be better as Liberian. Please. I know you are frustrated. I know you are. It's crazy right now. When it is all said and done, you don't like the government, go vote. If you think the government have tried, go vote. But right now, it's no time for demonstration. It's no time for protest. It's no time for, saying I will not open my door. It's time for us to help improve the system. And I think you can disagree with me or agree with me. That's me. I will beat the government or ask for pure accountability. But when they meet up with their obligation, to you, the enumerators, go out and knock on doors. And to you, Liberians in Liberia, give them the information they're asking for a better tomorrow. And I rest my case. I hope we all understand it. To each his own. But I rest my case. Guys, let's go ahead and open the phone line. So because the time changes, I try to be careful with this thing. So I think we get maybe about 7 minutes or 10 minutes left. So let's go ahead. Let's open the phone line, and then we'll come back to hear what the people say. Yekezi, are you with us? Why Yekezi is coming on? Anybody get? Okay, he's on. Yekezi, can you open the phone line?
Yes, okay. So the numbers to call on are 0777-771-075, 0777-771-075. 0555101075. Let's talk to this person. Good evening. Hello? Let's
Hey,
talk
guys.
to this other person.
Yeah, please bear
Hello?
with us. The internet is crazy.
Hello? Hello?
Are we connected?
I think we have to do some quick adjustment with the line.
Guys, understand yesterday we had a lightning strike on the office.
Yeah.
Spoon went down, Super Fabric. We try to get them on today. Only Spoon is on, and so just bear with us. You guys, come back when it's ready, okay? Please
Okay.
come back. Let me hear you guys. We're trying to connect. So let me hear you guys. Fagon, I mean, you the former deputy minister. Yeah, talk to us, my brother.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me say this to you. The story you told was very touching, and then Liberian, I'm about to send you something for your perusal that I think you will find interesting. We try to encourage our people, and we've done all that tonight. But you know what we haven't done? Is to identify one of the major problems that led us here and try to correct that too. And the problem here is that we have a clique of protectionists in the government that practice protectionism. And you have at Legis a protectee who is covered by some higher ups that is causing all this problem. The reason why I sent you that document is for you to understand that in the absence of the Legis director, the name you're calling Wilma Smith should not be around. You should not be even listening to him. The man that should be talking is Alex Williams. And besides that, his position is cardinal to all of what we're discussing. But because of this act of protectionism, where the protectionist is now caring for the protectee, who happens to be Wilma Smith, and that somehow he's untouchable, when in fact, he's not even supposed to be the one talking to us, according to the Act of Legis. But because a strong man disagrees and says, I am the one trained, I am the professional, I am the one that handles data and statistics. No, they say step aside. You're not to a friend. To a friend at Wilma Smith. So even though, according to the law, you're supposed to be heading everything, move from there. It's a problem. And I'm appealing to President Weah to look at that document and put A to where A belongs, B to where B belongs. The problem with my government, my party government, CDC, is that we hate the truth. And that is why when you told your story about Greenville, it's not only patriotism, you did it because you trusted that one day you will get your money. But you know why the other people are not doing it and we're backing them, encouraging them, talking to them? It's because they don't trust. There is no Gloria Mususka there. All they hear about is somebody not eat it one, somebody not eat it one, the other money lost. Where is the trust? Look at the document I sent you. That is the act. It tells you that when this man is not there, someone should be in charge. And this guy was also the coordinator who did the pilot project for all of what we're discussing here today. Do you know that? But because he's not to a friend, he's not under the protection of Tue. So therefore, he has to step aside. Our problem is from right there. And I want the partners to know that when you say we should not politicize the census, yes, we should not. But you saw the warning signs. You saw the writings on the wall. You knew what was happening months ago. We still walk into it. While it's true, we will encourage our people to receive the enumerators, and do what is right, Mr. President will also have to do what is right. And Finance Minister Tuet will also have to do what is right. Chairman of the board, your best friend at Wilma, your piggy, Elisha Howard. No. Do what is right. Put the right man to the right place. Stop running away from the truth. When I told them we needed to check for the Delta variant, they sacked me. But Columbia University says he was right. When I told them about the vaccine, I didn't say the vaccine was bad. I just simply said that this vaccine is not allowed in the US. So we should take a look at it a little bit more and educate our people. They sacked me. When I told them about it, you have to learn to accept the truth and live with it. You cannot have a deputy director for legis according to law. And the only name you can hear is Wilma Smith. Who is Wilma Smith? What is his position? Why is his hand all over the cookies jar? Why are these people crying for their monies? Why are they not paid? What is the issue? We will come to that after the census. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the people who will do the census, which is the right thing. But Mr. President and Mr. Finance Minister, if you fail to do the right thing, you will always get the wrong results.
Honorable Eugene Lamin Fagon, we say thank you, and this is exactly what Spoon is made of. We speak our mind, say our piece, and we depart in peace. We want to say thank you very much, Minister Fagon. Hang on as we bring in the others. Dr. Peabody, please.
Well, I think it's been said all over here tonight that Liberia comes first in everything. Liberia comes first. The issue of the national census is Liberia's issue. Political parties, government, it's all about Liberia. It's a time that I would ask the government to reach out to the different media institutions and put this out there. Let folks get to know that the census is still going on. Inform them, sponsor daily shows, morning, evening, and night. Sponsor that so that people can know that folks will be coming to their home and to be conducting the census. I heard Representative Fagon said that don't come to our house late. I think it should.
You made a man representative?
You may be represented at Yekel.
Representative Koluba say that they shouldn't come to your house late at night. But one thing is, sometimes people get home late at night. So but not too late, 2, 3 in the morning or 12 midnight. At least give an hour where up to 10 o'clock, 11, where people will be there. That's maybe the best time you'll be able to meet people home. But again, I'm asking that they correct the loopholes in that at Legis. What needs to happen. But as a law-abiding Liberian, I will ask all of you guys. Have you been through it? You have handled it. You can deal with it. I will ask all of you to cooperate with the people when they come to your home. Open the door, talk to them, and provide the information they need because it's in Liberia's interest. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my dear brother, Dr. Peabody. Thanks a lot. Honorable Yaka Koruba.
Okay. I think it's clear. We just need to encourage our people. Like I said, the country not safe. You tell the people come to your house 10 o'clock in the night, somebody can knock the people door. When you go look, they are not part of the people that are working, they will arm rob the people that do a lot of things. At the end of the day, getting the poor feel discouraged. So we have to do everything for the people to be able to commit themselves again to the process. You can be asking the people to commit themselves, then somebody go to the poor house 10 o'clock in the night. The other people in the country not safe. In the day, all you'll be saying at your house, people can carry inside and go and rob you. Then you say in the night, somebody just walk there, just wear some vest, pull wear police uniform, all to go and rob. So it will not be nothing strange in the country. Go there, go embarrass the people at the end of the day. The people say, I don't want to be part of the thing. I will not be part of it because if the people now start going to poor city in the night, carry on armed robbery. That's why I said it shouldn't be in the night. I didn't say in bad faith, I said it in good faith. But the people can decide if my recommendation is okay, they can take it. If you're not okay, they can go ahead and do what they want to do. But we'll be calling on our people. We'll also be asking the government to get our political leaders involved. When our political leaders are involved 100%, we'll get 100% involved. I'm a member of the opposition. I believe in my political leaders. Anything they are into, I will get involved with it. So the process is still on. We need the people, at least, to encourage the people, let the people get their money, and they will start the process. Because if the people don't get their money, at the end of the day, they will not do nothing. You can't pay the people will not work. Everybody need money to sustain themselves and sustain their family. So we call on the government to do the right thing. Don't be taking $100 and some more $1,000 and keep giving it to people that don't have use for it, that didn't work for it. The people that are working, they can't get it will become a problem. So the government will not use my model through the paper. That they use their own model through the paper.
Thank you very much, Honorable Fagon. We want to say thanks a lot. Honorable Yeke Koluba, thanks. While we wrap this thing from our end, we say your stay put, please. Let's get to Dr. Richardson. Kev Hassan, Chairman Ben Sambi will take us home. Dr. Richardson?
Great discussion. I'm sure that Liberians will abide by what is required for them to be counted. I'm sure Liberians want a better Liberia. Liberians, the ones that participated in the last census, can also encourage the ones that are newly exposed to this recent census to participate. But I want to agree with some of you on this panel that have said that we have to correct some other issues. I don't want to believe that the problem is with Liberians. I think Liberians are always willing to participate in whatever it takes to develop our country. I believe that the problem is with our leadership. Until we fix our leadership, no matter how much jingle we bring, no matter what we say, it's going to be difficult for our country, for our people. So I just want to say, let's fix our leadership.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Kafiko.
Yeah, the key word is politicized to kind of like play politics with serious issue, right? We look at the folks that write the press release, that put out this press release. We're talking about United Nations, UNFPA. We talk about USAID, the Irish Aid, the Sweden, most of all, the World Bank. You know, when reading through this press release, the international community are saying we have observed with dismay calls for some element within the country to boycott this census. And sometime today, I will commend you, CEO, for the position you are taking for this census. If folks want to talk, you know, about what happened in Ledges and all those things, I've seen a lot of folks are saying, "Oh, kudos Fagon." The same folks used to insult Fagon, where he was a spokesman for the government. The same folks now they're saying, "Oh, kudos Fagon." You know, some people so confused that they always want to hear something that favors them. At this moment, that we need to start playing politics with national issue. People can say all they want to say about Stanton Witherspoon. I disagree with the thing. We argue on it. But when it comes to peace and stability of our nation, he represents peace. He will stand up for peace. We will argue. Stanton and I will argue. He will put aside any other thing and say, we'll discuss it later on. But let's talk about peace. Example, the rice issue. But when we look at stuff and decide to mix everything and we will set aside and see the country on fire, and we will say, we told you so. I don't think we should be doing that. At this moment, I think we all should not play politics with issue. We all should just focus how we will make our country a better place. There's a strong press release from the international community. I urge every Liberian out there, read the press release and look at the international community that signed on this press release. And that should make you to understand that you will see the World Bank. The World Bank is there. They're telling you this thing is good. It will go on. It's on the right track. Let's not play. We're asking the folks, the opposition folks. What Fagon said makes sense, that we can get opposition folks to join and have a jingle and all this, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. We all know, as when Fagon was in the government, he spoke on this. When the COVID rice issue, when the government sent an olive branch to the opposition, including Kayeke, they refused. If Fagon spoke on that, Fagon condemned the opposition for refusing to take part. They don't want to take part in anything. They want this country to go down, and the only way they think they can rule this country or kind of be in power is for this country to go down in chaos. But I think I will commend you, Stanton Witherspoon, for always coming and bringing up a certain issue and talking about the people should respect the rule of law. And we all know that this man doesn't hide to hold the government feet to fire. That's what he does. I disagree with a lot of stuff he said, but he will come up and preach peace. So my thing to opposition, you can play your politics time, but come out, tell your people to open the door, speak to your people, tell them. As Fagon say, it will be in your own benefit. Tell them. But to want to push this country into chaos, that's a problem.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you.
And please read what the international community putting out there.
We appreciate Kev. Chairman Ben Sanvi.
They were happy.
Okay. It was
Ben was say what Kev was talking, he was sleeping. You see how he can behave?
No.
Don't start at it. Don't start at it. Don't start at it. Don't bring no problem here, Fagon.
Kev will carry another day.
It was a fascinating conversation. One of the things that I'm happy that we got out there was the importance of us calling our people, summoning the patriotic spirit, regardless of all of the setbacks that has happened. I agree again, with what Fagon said, the issue of leges, I believe they need to look at it seriously. There's just too much distraction and noise coming out of leges. I think the president does need to take some leadership. The chair of the board, Minister Twer, does need to do what he needs to do. But we will deal with that. It's important that we do deal with it. On the issue of the census, I think it is a patriotic duty of every Liberian to be counted. It is within your interest that you are counted because it has economic implications. It has social implications. It have developmental implications. It have electoral implications. So I think it is incumbent upon all Liberians, political parties, political leaders. If I was political leaders, I would not even wait for the government to even reach out. Record your own jingles and encourage your people to go out.
Yeah.
You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait for the president to call you or for the minister to call you. Record your own jingles. Call on your supporters to go out there and get counted. It's been a rough start, but guess what? We got to get this thing done. It's in our interest, it's in the country interest to get this thing done. So I want to call out all of the permanent political leaders, the people in the country, those who have influence in the country, who can move the needle. We should be able to encourage our people to go out there and get counted so that our country can begin to move on. But I will also state, like I said before, we need to get out of the habit of violating our constitution. We've gotten too complicit and we've gotten too, it's accepting, when by-elections supposed to happen, we don't do it on time. The constitution says by-elections should happen, in 60 or 90 days? We don't do it on time. When census supposed to happen in 10 years, it's like we're just getting so accustomed and comfortable doing the wrong things. We as people need to stop. We need to pressure our government to stop. We need to pressure our elected representatives to buckle up, because all power is inherent in the people. All power is inherent in the people. So I'm glad, CEO, thank you for your leadership on this issue. I'm glad that, and Fagon, I think you were splendid in your deliberations and how you explained it. And I always like to say, those who criticize don't mean that those people hate you. In fact, I think the people who criticize you love you. And because when they criticize you, they alert you of what they think you are doing wrong, that you should be doing right. So I think the government of Liberia should take all the criticism with, in that spirit. And I think they need to go ahead and do it. I thank our international partners for helping us in this process. But I'm looking forward to the day where we will not have UNFPA sheltering us and walking us to do a national census. Having said that, I want to thank all of our viewers. I thank all of our supporters, everybody who out there, those who disagree, who agree. Listen, that's the beauty of democracy. Everybody has a say in what we do and in our democracy, but the country comes first and we want to see our country do well. Tomorrow, we wish our enumerators well. Those of you out there, we thank you for your service, that you're going to be going out there. We know it's tough, but we wish you well and we got your back, and we're going to continue sounding the alarm here and make sure that you do get your benefits because you deserve it. This is a patriotic call that you have answered. So I just want to thank all of you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We want to say to every one of you, I believe we will never disappoint you. In the interest of long-lasting peace, in the interest of our country called Liberia, we should all understand there will always be the hard road, like the Bible says in Isaiah 35:8. There will be the hard road up there called the road of holiness. So shall it be in Liberia. But we would get there though. We would never use our mouths to chew all the people pepper, but the Liberian man would say. We will fight for our country, Liberia. We will encourage unity and peace, and we will continue to speak truth to power. I know Alex. I talked to Alex. I respect Alex. I respect folks that are trying to do the right thing from all over Liberia. And I pray to God that he can guard and protect them. David Park said when he was at US, at the library somewhere in Mount Point, the United States Library, at the time, 95, 96, 97, so there are more good people in this country than bad people. It may seem that there's more bad people, but no. There are more good people, and the good people will win. It's hurtful, it is painful. With the country situation that you want money, you're working, you're expecting your pay, you make your plans. But when it comes to this census, we encouraging you. Do it. Allow them. And Fagon, you are right. They need to pay. You are right, Fagon. We should hold those folks accountable. But we will not negate the fact that we need our census done. And we should all chip in, try our best to make sure that we get this done. It's been 14 years. 14 years. Imagine. Election time. You expect in Yucatan to get 17,000 folks. And they can't tell you, say, no, you guys are 32,000. Guess what happened? To be frank with you, you're going to go to Dixon Sibo and say, Dixon Sibo, the last time we checked, it was 17,000. That's what makes census important. Then Dixon Sibo will say, well, you know how many women have given birth? 14 years ago, it was 17,000. But 14 years later, you know how many people, even the babies that were born, they are now 14 years old.
Yep.
So I guarantee you, to avoid those things, we need census. It got to be done. That's why you need to open your door. I know it's painful you want your pay, but if the government can say to you, let's do it. Look what happened this going election in Lofa. Different numbers were coming from Vahon and Kolahon. Tell me, Minister Fagon, tomorrow if you go over there and say, well, in Vahon you get 30,000 people, you say, hey, they play with no lie, they play with no role, they play when you get no hospital, how you get 30,000 people? Then people will start going to court. Oh no, the political party ain't win. They cheated. So for us to know the total number, at least around 100% of the total number, let's get the census done. That's what we need to educate our folks. Go to district number 12, Garnersville, Chicken Soup Factory. Tell somebody, say you get 40,000 people from that district. They will go back to 2008 and say, no, it was 20,000 people. What would be your argument? To our opposition political brother and sister, I would say to you, it's time for you to speak. Because after the election, my friend, it will be useless for you to come back and say they cheated. They have increased the numbers. It's time for you to participate. Why are you quiet? Why are political leaders so quiet? Let's come around the fire. Let me attack Fagon like I did today when he called me. I was in my office. I attacked him so hard. And he was fighting to survive. Then he brought Kev's name and said, I will black you like a black man picking Kev. Then he just weakened me. I started laughing. But I will say this to you, my fellow Liberians. We can disagree. Yeah, but maybe black the man. Maybe you not black the man. I gotta tell the people. Yeah, really, man, black you.
Wait, he black F?
Yeah, if I go black you, but you think I'm gonna get a man pass? I can't get you pass on the wall. Yeah, tell the people if I go black you.
Well, we will solve that in a long time.
I gotta call Fagon, man. You gotta unblack my man. But let me say this, Liberia. To each his own. We are all from different tribes. We are all from different backgrounds. But we are one when you say we are Liberians. Let's just stick together. We might be from different political party, but this census must take place. If anybody asks you don't do it because of your children. Do it because of your community. Do it because of your district. Do it because of your counties. Do it because of Liberia. And Dr. Richardson, I will come to you, my sister. You are right. It's leadership. But you plus me, we can help leadership. You plus me, plus Peabody, Chairman Ben, Fagon, Yeke, Kef Hassan, we can help leadership. And that's what we do every night on this program. So till we meet tomorrow on a beautiful Saturday, to all of our team members in Liberia, the Spoon Group of Company, Emmanuel Kotu, Madam Titi Kane, Aaron Kuben. Today you saw that how they were just fighting Emmanuel. But when we remain calm, they took them, you guys asked me, let me let you guys know. They took them to the Liberia National Police and said they would do this. We reached out and they are back home, safe and sound. They would not suppress the freedom of the press. Nobody. And Fagon can attest today because he's safe in that position. I reached out very strongly and I make my voice heard. They went out to do the piece of job. And whatsoever happened, we're going to let go. But I can say to you, the reporters from Spoon Network, they are safe, they are sound, they are back home. I want to give special thanks to folks that intervene. And I don't want to call name, but I want to say, I'd say thank you. You know yourself, you're watching, you intervene, and the guys are back home. To those involved in the education, we want to say, whether you're part of Spoon or you're not part of Spoon, you're part of Legis or you're not part of Legis, let's cool the temperature, yeah? And let allow bygone to be bygone. We are Liberian, we can do better, we expect better, and we should do better. Guys, thank you for the wonderful program. To our sister Robina, we say thank you very much for following Spoon. Doris, thank you. Elvis, thank you. I will say this story before I leave. There's an ANC brother always on Facebook. I promise to share this story with you guys. Dr. Peabody, you know him, the calling General Money. Eugene Fagon, you know
Money Kishan.
You know Money Kishan, right?
Yeah.
Ben, you know Money?
Mm-hmm.
Kev, you know Money? I will share this story.
Manuel
I got in my car.
was-
Tiola called me. I was talking to Tiola. When I went to the Wawa to get my coffee as usual, Eugene, you know I like coffee basically. So the person called my name, hey, Stanton. I said, oh, the general, what's up, buddy? He said, my man, I'm good. Eugene, I bought my cup of coffee. I paid for my gas. I walking up, I saw Eugene with a 24 ounces coffee, too.
Damio,
In the
you
right
saw
hand.
Money.
Yeah, one in. Now you, Eugene, that your brother. One in the right hand and one in the left hand. I walk in all of the dough. Imagine I have pay, right? Hey, ANC. The ANC people get problem. Kev, I pay for my coffee and everything. I walk in all of the Wawa. You, money, cash, money ball, walk all of that Wawa with the people coffee without paying.
You just want that coffee.
I'm gonna start making that kind of fun, man.
No. Call me. Don't let me call you right now. No. Listen, at the end of the show, I can call him right now. Call him. I can put my hand up to God. The brother walked all of the Wawa without paying. I turned around to him. I said, but money boy, you said, yeah. I said, you know, you pay for, I said, you know, you pay for the people coffee. He said, oh my man, you distracted me.
He probably forgot.
So I said, my man, you do this thing all the time today, I catch you. Why are ANC people like that? He said, my man, I'm going to hash show on you. I said, hey, let me hash show you first before you hash show on me. Chiola was on the phone. So Chiola said, hey, Stanton, please don't go say on your show, I beg you. I said, Chiola, let me call Kev Hassan and let Kev Hassan know. The man walked all of the people stole without paying for the car. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
no, listen.
That already see you want to say something about it?
Listen,
No, not about that.
They let Charo business. They let Charo. Yes, people let Charo.
Let me wish somebody happy birthday, man.
I wanted to just,
Wait, I beg you.
I wanted to wish my husband and all veterans happy Veterans
Oh, that's
Day.
a good one. That's a
That's
good
a good
one.
one. Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy Veterans Day,
Happy
Mr.
Veterans
Richardson.
Day.
Actually,
My
I'll
friend
go to
brother.
say it. Don't say it before me.
What you said?
I was going to say it. Don't say it.
But then join me now.
Yeah, happy Veterans Day to
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day to AB.
yeah, happy Veterans Day to AB.
Happy
Thanks for all
Veterans
the
Day,
services
Honorable A.B. Richardson Sr.
and all those that serve, all those that continue to serve. I want to say God bless you all. But nobody want to say something about the money ball walking out with the people.
I want to send a shout out to. I want to send a shout out to Stanley.
It's not his first time doing it. It's not
That
his
is first
first
time.
I want to send a shout out to Stanley.
UJ.
I want to send a shout out to Stanley Color Donor. You know, and kindness can trade carpet. You know, they say I don't pay a thing. I be in the chatting in the chat the live feed. They were giving me hard, so I responded. So they reported me that they just
I think somebody should be looking at live feed.
No. Today I'm looking at it. So I responded to someone. We just laughing, going back and forth. The other one say I undercover Sidisha. I say I overcover Sidisha. I don't know. So I they said
over in there.
Yeah, then he said thank you. I said, yeah, Baba, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah.
Miss.
But happy birthday.
Listen, what you say? You know my story was true.
But no, happy birthday to CEO. You know CEO spent 3 hours in the army and ran away.
After 3 hours, Veterans Day.
Don't do that.
After 3
Veterans Day to CEO.
After 3 hours, Veterans Day.
CEO, tell us story, man. Tell us story.
Let me say happy birthday to Miss Lavetta Bailey Sandolo. Happy birthday.
Oh yeah!
To her.
Oh my God! Thank you for reminding me.
So y'all want to say when
happy birthday!
John stay in the army, that state on they can be talking about.
Happy birthday, Lavetta! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
My man, at least I spent 3 hours, yeah?
3 hours. 3 hours the man spent in the army. The man went AWOL, he never turned around. They even talking in the army. He just
I did my physical.
He slept the phone walking at 3 o'clock in the morning. He said,
No, Ben, you're wrong. Ben, the people get my record. I did my physical.
Look at it.
No, seriously. I got my paper. I did my physical.
Okay, so how long you spend there?
Ben, I slept at the La Quinta.
You slept at the La Quinta?
No, yeah, I slept at the La Quinta.
Yeah.
Right?
You see how you serious talking this?
No, seriously, because it's true. They call me. They send the first announcement. This is your first wake-up call. This is your first wake-up call.
What time was it?
So I don't know, but I fell asleep again. Then later they call again. This is your second wake-up call. The phone rang. This is your second. The third time, that was it. So the guy tapped me. The guy said, we got to go. So I jumped and washed my face, put my clothes on. I did my physical, my man. I saw the plane.
So
I saw the plane.
You leave? When did you leave?
What you say, if I go?
When did you leave?
You saw the plane. Then what happened?
I saw the plane. I was outside. It was cold, my man. I was shivering, shaking. Yeah. Then the guy came to me. This is not your mother place. You cannot be da. Then I turned around. He gave me the small blue Bible. You know that small black Bible we saw in your pocket?
Yeah.
He started distributing the blue Bible. Right? 4 days. So then I think about the war show. They gave you the blue Bible, you go and die. I took the blue Bible, right? I opened Psalm 23. He says, close the Bible. This is not time for you to read. You will need Jesus Christ when you get there. I took the Bible. I put it in my hand quietly. We enter. The people say, everybody go this side. They look at your document, your social security number, everything. They say, script yourself, stay in your back. So I script my shit. They would line us up, bend over, do this, do that. We did all of that, right?
Yeah, you got it up,
man. I'm very stuff. So we did all of that. But man, actually, I was in.
I don't I was stick on it. Hey, whole day, he was going to stick on me.
We signed everything. I was looking at the plane through the window, the big plane, my man, the military plane. So everybody was getting the gear, moving here and there. My man, I went to my recruiter. I tell you something, man. My wife pregnant. Oh, the idea that she can't get back. I said, I can't make it. They call him Sergeant Padera. I said, I can't make it. He said, for why? I said, no, I can't make it. He said, but what happened? I said, no, I can't make it. But man, but I agree that I went there, I experienced something.
But you finish, anytime you want to argue hard, I say, look at 3 hours so like you can
no problem.
No, it's not your day, right?
My man, but at least I will accept your father. You tell me happy Veteran Day, I will be happy. I'm a veteran, man. I said 3 hours, but it's okay.
What call veteran?
The West End prison already. Can you imagine
3 hours so
no, 3 hours so my man. At least I've been there.
You know, you can't military man. So they play.
Yeah, man. I forgot when you get I thought I would have.
Bring him back. Bring your kid back.
No, but it's okay. My man, it's okay for me. I can tell everybody. I went there. I saw it. I experienced it. All right, and I paid my dues. I paid my dues. I saw the plane.
Somebody asked me, say, are you considered retired? Are you retired?
No, they posted again, give me the money.
Yo,
you get benefit, nothing. You get
benefit. No, they posted again, give me the money. They didn't give me nothing. The guy came by, he asked, I'm going to. So like one day he saw me, he said, but tell me the truth, why did you leave? I said, oh man, in like Brian John War, I ain't going to John War. But you know, Ben, you know what actually drive my change of mind, Eugene? It was during the time that George Bush, the son, were getting folks ready to go to Afghanistan, to go to Iraq and Afghanistan. Iraq, yeah. Every day you turn on the show, yeah, we are going to go. Yeah. Every day you turn on the TV, somebody died, they bring the casket home. Yeah. Every day you turn on the TV, something happened. I look at it, I said, my man, I couldn't do it back. I couldn't. But it was a good experience. I experienced being in the military. Thank you for honoring me on this day as a veteran.
Happy Day, Chief. Happy
Day.
Yeah.
No, I'm not afraid.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was.
But I already seen what you're doing for Veterans Day. What are you doing for
a recruiter?
Yeah.
He's smiling at that. What? What you facing for the man? On Veterans Day.
I just wanted to add for information, Avi served in Iraq and Afghanistan. So.
Yeah?
Avi Kimba.
How long he served for? How long?
He served long, right? He went as a contractor too, right?
Yeah.
But how long?
17 years.
Yeah, at least I said 3 hours, no problem.
17 years?
Then at least I'm supposed to say Happy Veterans Day to Larry Smith. Yeah. Kev know what I'm talking about.
Happy Veterans Day to Win Selly.
Wilfred Barkley.
That's a Peabody. Timberland George's nephew. What's his name in Trenton?
Hector Weir.
Hector Weir.
Yeah. And Barkley, he's in North Carolina too.
To our brother, the late Wayne Selly.
Happy Veterans Day, brother.
Yeah.
You know veterans could go to any restaurant and eat free.
Yeah.
You have to get a free coffee at
Wawa. No, that coffee, man, not in a restaurant. Go try it.
Maybe that one money. Maybe that one money.
Money went to free tea.
Maybe that one money.
You see?
Peabody, can you call money ball? Peabody, can you call it, man?
You have money ball. Don't put a beer on money ball. You what?
So that people believe he was general.
Yeah, we gotta call him general.
You gotta make the general.
But the free coffee was for everybody.
Let's say a banger. You got that.
But wait, let me call money ball. But let's listen and say.
The general went for a free coffee.
Yeah, man, you gotta call it man general.
If I'm not coming on.
A lot of money Bobby eating on that general deal.
But the man is a real general.
Happy birthday, Miss.
You can see the man with one star on a hat.
The man is a real general.
I know about that.
That is a general.
Happy birthday, Miss Wanley George.
But the man is not picking up.
Wanley George, happy birthday.
Yeah, but you keep talking about
the man is not picking up. No, but I beg you, that's a Peabody. The other question we asked it, and the other question we asked General Moneyball.
I got nothing to do with that.
If he never came outside of the Wawa with the 2 coffee in his hand, that's my only question.
Amen.
He came outside of Wawa. And Tiola attested
But you
it
can
with
prepay.
two
You got person now. You can prepay for.
No,
coffee.
in the middle of working, he was working. Maybe you know what I think? I think he thought I paid for him. Maybe.
You were there.
I mean, I see that.
But man, they in ANC, but from Liberia all the way to America, they still take it.
I send you a shout out to my auntie Ade Captain. I know they're chilling. She and Mr. Money Captain. Congratulations, Mr. Money Captain. Did a great job with the LEC. He's doing a great job there to sign the
Congratulations.
the Transeco thing, right?
Let me send a shout out to Melissa. I saw the report.
Yes. Oh yes, I did.
Let me send a shout out to Melissa, man.
I told you. I told you I saw a miracle that day. I told you.
And I telling you something. May God bless her. We keep her in our prayer continuously.
Yeah.
And whenever I pick up the phone to call Melissa, Ben called me, and he interrupt my call to Melissa.
Okay.
Melissa, we're thinking about you.
I know.
And we're praying for you, and we're wishing you well.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on.
We gotta go see her again, man.
Right.
Shout out to Ender Grace Minor.
We gotta go see her again.
Yeah.
We gotta go see Melissa too. That's true. They're planning to go see her.
Yeah.
Melissa is
she's not far from Mankind, right?
No.
We
can do one whole session again.
Yeah, we need to go back to Marketplace, man. We need to go back.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, guys, I gotta run. I got a party
coming.
tomorrow that I have to play for. That I gotta go pick out the chairs. So it's not easy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all good, guys. So have a good day, James. Thank you. Yeah, thank you a lot. Thanks to the team. Thank you guys.
Jefferson Corner.
All right.
Happy birthday, Jeff. Happy birthday, Jeff. Wish you guys all the
Yeah,
best.
Cafigo lead up.
Damn. Holla.
Yeah.
See you. Bye. Hey, bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, you can stand up. Stand up, Yagazi. Yagazi, stand up. Okay. All right, maybe he's not getting me. All right, folks. Many thanks to all of you for being a part. You just listened to another beautiful edition of Sport Talk. We ask you to join us tomorrow at 8:30, at which time the CEO and his team will be here with another beautiful presentation. My name is James Gude Flomo, and Yekezi Zogbe is there in studio in Liberia. So have yourself a pleasant time and get prepared to be counted tomorrow so we can get a new population, maybe around 12, 13, 15 million. So bye-bye until we meet again.